couple years ago. Undefeated, 12-0, I believe. He goes on to Minnesota in the offseason. They went, Cam, to New Year's Six Bowl 2 seasons ago.
The Cotton Bowl, yes.
And so they're no program to not pay attention to, but they did go 6-7 without him last year, coming off that undefeated regular season, and scored 40-plus points against Syracuse last week. Now, they gave up 55, but they've got a wide receiver here, 240 yards receiving, a guy that you or I would look down to. He's like 5'8", 5'7", something like that.
Yep.
Small guy, fast as heck. Saw some of the highlights. They're going to try to give him the ball on some of these bubble screens, some of these quick outs, and get him in a one-on-one matchup to try and juke a Michigan player and take it to the hizzies. So last week was brutal. Offense, complete disaster. When I saw Shea Patterson's stats after the game, they don't show you stats in the game, and you couldn't get any cell signal. It was brutally hot. I would have guessed he was like 12 of 29, but 20 of 30, I guess, isn't that bad. I do think you want to see him take more shots downfield today. So we'll see what happens, Cam. We are going to be streaming this whole game. It's going to be exciting. This isn't your normal broadcast.
No.
I'm going to be drinking beer. I'm going to be dropping F-bombs. It's going to be great. If they do bad plays, I might throw something at the TV. I'm not opposed to that. So it's going to be a fun matchup. Hope you guys stick with us the entire game. We will be here all game, bring you some highlights of the game
right.
At some point.
Highlighting our reactions of the game, of course. Seventh all-time meeting between these two programs. Michigan 6-0. Tim Lester, James, the head coach there of Western Michigan, one of 22 FBS coaches actually coaching their alma mater. Jim Harbaugh, of course, one of those 22 as well.
Paul Christ,
yep,
from Wisconsin, and the other ones I'm kind of.
David Schott, Stanford.
Yes, a friend of the program, sat next to him in many Warriors games.
Mike Gundy too.
Yes. Little known fact: Mike Gundy, the quarterback when Barry Sanders won the Heisman in Oklahoma State.
There you go.
There you go.
Encyclopedia right here. Predict the score of the game, folks. Thinking a blowout? Will it be tight? Let us know in comments. We're on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live. James, let's talk about some of the keys to the game here, and I think it starts and it ends, really, on the offensive line for Michigan.
It really does, and so I put out a tweet last night. Go ahead and follow me at James T. Yoder on Twitter. When I talked to my source yesterday, I was certain in the preseason camp, fall camp, summer, that whether it was the first game, second game, third game, that Jawan Bushell-Beatty and John Runyon would lose their perceived starting spots, and they would go to the younger guys, true freshman Jalen Mayfield, redshirt freshman James Hudson, and it's not happening game one. Those guys were an absolute disaster. Pro Football Focus is 2 of the worst 4 tackles in the entire country as far as their grades. And John Runyon, little John Runyon, his dad, of course, being Big John Runyon, if you recall, former NFL player. Worst, second worst grade of any tackle in the country. Only 2 guys to get a failing grade at the offensive tackle position. So when I was told yesterday, they're going to stick with those 2 for this week. The young guys will not even play because they want to find some sort of continuity along that offensive line. So can these guys show an improvement? Ed Warner, one of the best offensive line coaches in the country, they say, but he's coached some great teams at Notre Dame and, of course, at Ohio State. So was it just the talent or was it really Ed Warner? All right, number 2 here, Cam, the downfield passing game. So I was in the field. You guys watch it here in studio. They only took 1 shot that I saw downfield, to a wide receiver right to start the second half, Nico Collins, and completed it a little behind him. So Collins had to stop and come back and ultimately kind of fell down, got tackled, or he would have been gone. But there was a dink and dunk is what I've been predicting for weeks, but I definitely didn't think that they took advantage of Shea Patterson's arm strength.
You'd mentioned the wide receiver there for Western Michigan, Dwayne Eskridge. He is a spark plug, had a big-time game last week against Syracuse. He was really the only promising thing that came out of that matchup between Western Michigan and Syracuse. 8 receptions, 240 yards, including catches of 84 and 59 yards, respectively, against the Orange. So Michigan is going to have to zone in on Eskridge in that game. Western Michigan likes to air it out a little bit. They like tempo.
Well, so the thing that's concerning here, Cam, is that Don Brown, Michigan's defensive coordinator, 2 straight top 5 defenses. Michigan has had 3 straight under Jim Harbaugh as far as yards and scoring and all that stuff. But doing the Jim Harbaugh doing now in the pregame, the pounding of the shoulder pads on Shea Patterson, getting him pumped up. I hope to see a little life out of this team. They're getting ready to kick off, but they were going to play one-on-one. he has not shown the ability to play any zone or react to what people. Saquon Barkley exploited him last year with that. So if Michigan can't get, wrap this guy Eskridge up in those short passing games, he could be off to a couple 60, 70-yard touchdown pass, runs on like a 5-yard pass, 60-yard run, and Michigan will be down 14-0 before they even realize it. So they definitely need to keep their eye on that. All right, we'll go through these last two, and then we're getting close to kickoff here in a moment.
Yeah, Ambry Thomas ready to roll there for Michigan to receive. Talking about Chris Evans here, getting him involved.
Got to get Chris Evans involved. Really, one carry in the first half, 2 carries the whole game, had 3 carries maybe, 2 catches for 36 yards, hitting kickoffs. Let's do that last 5th one, Lena, if we can. 5th key to the game on this one is the program stale, Cam. Can Michigan show some inventiveness, some excitedness? Kickoff is going to Ambry Thomas. He gets knocked down about the 29-yard line. Can we prove the program isn't stale? All right. So that is that.
Michigan ready to rock.
Michigan receives, kickoff to Ambry Thomas at the 29-yard line. So here's what we're going to do, Cam.
Yep.
We're going to be showing the score on there. We're going to be taking questions from you guys all game. We're going to put those on things. Just keep it going. We want to be your buddies during the game. If you're cracking a beer, tweet at one of us. We'll maybe put those pictures on air if we can. Let's just make this like a community, a Michigan football
We're just
live
hanging out.
streaming reaction. All right. Nico Collins, Cam. Michigan's got the ball, 29-yard line. They haven't shown the formation yet. Shotgun set, tight shotgun set. A couple tight ends, couple receivers, one back. Shea on the outside to Gentry for 10 yards.
All right, good start.
Good start.
Little flat route there.
Little flat route. Cam, you know what I'm doing?
Gentry in space.
Go and hurry up, which I actually predicted they would do against Notre Dame, but you didn't see it as much. Well, no,
you had it for months.
Yoder had it months ago. No, they did not go hurry up. It seemed like they were, but they ended up huddling up. Shea Patterson last week, 20 of 30, 227, 2 turnovers, no touchdowns. Cam, it has been 12 full games, 1 year tomorrow, since a Michigan wide receiver has caught a touchdown pass. Wow. I think that's a modern NFL or NCAA football record. I honestly really do. I could not find an instance that even came close to that. Nebraska, 1995, Cam, 400 yards on the ground of rushing as a team, which I believe is the modern record for a Power 5 team in like the last 50 years. 399 yards rushing. They threw for 18 touchdowns that year and that season. I think 11 of them were to wide receivers. And Michigan hasn't thrown one in 12 games now. 12 games. It was game 2 last year with Cincinnati. 2 guys caught touchdown passes. Now we're going to a timeout, Cam, which I'm not sure about what's going on here. So as such, I'm going to be talking to the people on the internet.
40 seconds in, and we have a timeout on the football field by Michigan.
Looks like they weren't ready to go.
Yikes.
We've got Lena Bond behind. She's going to join at some point. We'll get her mic'd up throughout this show to talk. You guys have seen her on the show with me. Lena, the Periscope does not seem to be working. So we're going to try and get you guys on Periscope as well. Preview broadcast, I think. Okay, I'm going to get this.
So 1st and 10 for Michigan here from their 38-yard line. I formation for Michigan on this play. We have movement on the line of scrimmage.
All right, what is going on here? What's he saying here?
False start on the Wolverines. So they come out of a timeout, false start, and that was after a good pass to Gentry.
All right, we're on Periscope now, too. I did have to press live, Landon. Know that for future Periscopes.
Noted.
The phone has to press the button. Okay, so am I able to use Twitter? Okay, I am able to use Twitter. Okay, let's make sure this thing's working on Twitter for you guys, and we'll keep it going. All right, Michigan Cam, 3 wide receiver set, 1 tight end, 1 running back. Shea out of the shotgun.
First 15.
So a handoff that goes almost nowhere. 3 yards to Karan Higdon.
Offensive line here, James. Pass protection, of course, is a big-time question mark, but what do you make of the run blocking so far this year? I know it's been 1 game, but
I mean, Karan Higdon started to get it together a little bit in the second half, but for the most part, I just thought the offensive line in general was kind of a disaster. Lena Cam, give me a little retweet at some point. We're live on Periscope. But pretty brutal. I mean, look, if the tackles can't do anything, these defensive ends are just going to tee off on them. Like John Runyon there, another. This guy doesn't have football IQ to my knowledge, Cam. Like some of the recaps I saw, or the screen grabs I saw of his blocking last week, he would put his arms down when they were going to block and then try and hit someone with his shoulder as an offensive lineman, as a left tackle. Runyon, I was told yesterday, low football IQ, had trouble understanding that they were in hurry up, had trouble understanding, in 3rd and long, that it was going to be a passing situation. It was asking guys in the huddle what was going on, what the play calls were. So I am not confident that his football IQ could have just been the situation. But 3rd and 10 coming here from Michigan after 2 pretty pedestrian plays. Shea back to pass, swing pass out to Chris Evans. That's going to go for negative. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. So Michigan's going to punt. No signs of life on the offense. First play, they get 10 yards, Cam, and then do basically nothing from there. So nothing much going for the Michigan football team on their offense. But, Cam, you are looking sharp today. Tell us about that.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate Mizzen and Maine for sporting us here at Chat Sports. Want to give them a shout-out. Head to comfortable.af. Get a shirt like this one. Fits really nicely. It's smooth. You can stuff it in your backpack, James. Don't have to worry about wrinkles or anything like that. Mizzen and Maine, the shirts to get it done. The best damn dress shirt out there, so get it done.
They're terrific. Michigan punts. 2 missed tackles. Guy returns about 8-9 yards on the punts. The Michigan defense will show what they can do against the formative Western Michigan offense, dropping 40-plus points. Cam, their wide receiver 240 yards through the air as a wide receiver last week. I did not find anybody, but I didn't pull up the NCAA stats, but I did not find anybody who had more receiving yards. So in my eyes, Cam, he's leading the country in receptions. Number 7 home run hitter is what they're calling him.
John Wasank, the quarterback there for Western Michigan, only completed 53% of his passes last week against Syracuse, but he hit on 5 throws of 20 yards or more in that second half. So they'll air it out if they want to, but we'll start with the run and a big gaping hole there. A solid gain for Western Michigan, James.
What do you get, 20-plus yards on this play? I got to get the stream up here. I got to get myself together, Cam. I don't have my stats in front of me yet. I was busy pimping out this show on the internet.
Levante Bellamy with the carry.
I'm big on Twitter, so yeah, pretty brutal. And we'll get this going. So Michigan defense. So we'll put this up in a second. Lane, we get a chance that lower third. 2 guys I tweeted out this last night, Cam. 1 starter, a guy who started last week who wasn't expected to, Lawrence Marshall, and then Aubrey Solomon, a projected starter, but a guy who did not get the starting nod last week. Those guys are not playing today. Sounds like Marshall will be a shorter-term thing, maybe just 1 game, didn't practice after getting injured. And then Aubrey Solomon, sophomore, 5-star out of Georgia, took over the starting role last year from Brian Monet. Had some sort of operation on his knee yesterday afternoon. He put on his Snapchat account, said it's a minor setback from major comeback, but those 2 guys will not be playing, so we'll go there. So 1 play here that we're going to give a little plug to our friends. So Western Michigan going deep, and David Long on the coverage. Josh Metellus, who got kicked out of the game against Notre Dame, Cam, he came over with a little secondary help. 3rd and 9. I have money on the under of this game, Cam. I do not think there'll be much scoring today. It's a 56 point. I have to double check that over under. And I put my money on this game at BetDSI. Want to let you guys know about these guys. Well, we got a quick break in action. BetDSI is where I'm putting all my money this football season. They gave me a promo code, Go Blue, 120% bonus. You put 100 in, you get another 120 bonus. You put 500 in, $600 bonus, Cam.
Boom.
Cash is amazing. I'm putting all my bets on there. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Go Blue, 120% cash bonus, all kinds of props, halftime lines. We're going to tell you about the line. You can bet in this game at halftime. You think Jim Harbaugh is going to have him coming out fired up in the second half. You can do it through BetDSI. Use that promo code Go Blue, and I'll tell you this. If you sign up today, you send me a tweet. I'm going to be sending people out swag, maybe some money. I might just send you money out of my pocket. I've got a Michigan football jersey here. If we get enough people, I'm going to send a couple people one of these bad boys. So sign up at BetDSI. It is where I'm putting all my bets. 3rd and 9, Cam, incomplete pass for Western Michigan. They will punt to the dangerous, but kind of quiet first game. Donovan Peoples-Jones, he had the most receptions for Michigan, but no real major plays for him, specifically not in the punting game. Had quite a few catches, but not a ton of yards. Fair catch by Peoples-Jones.
By the way, Bobby on YouTube Live looking for Elena. She's behind the computer right now, Bobby. She's working the producer duties right now, but she'll be chiming in later in the show. Don't worry.
Bobby, I am
There she
here.
is.
Don't worry. I will be chiming in, just make everything look pretty behind the scenes, but I will definitely be giving my 2 cents on this Michigan Wolverines team today.
The versatile Lena Bond comes on the Michigan football report.
Swiss Army knife.
Keeps me in check. We're at commercial break now. and it has the talent to produce the most watched Michigan football program on the planet. This game is on FS1, Cam. This game is on FS1. Michigan's never been on this network, at least to my knowledge.
Breaking barriers.
For a few years. And so I think most people don't even know this network exists, first of all, so they're probably watching with us because of that. But also, I'm wondering if we're going to get more people to watch this stream than FS1 during the game. I think we can do it.
I think we can hit that number.
So I'm going to start sharing it around on Facebook a little bit, Cam. If you like what you're seeing, if you're having some fun with us, keep it going. Ask questions. We're going to put your questions on air. We are going to get it going. It's only 11:16 in Dallas, Texas, where we're filming this film. I'm already drinking, so I'm having fun. By the third quarter, you might get unfiltered Yoder, which is prone. Lena saw it last year, Ohio State game. I drop kicked a football into our glass windows or something like that, and it could have been a disaster, Cam. But luckily, it didn't break. The windows didn't here in the studio.
So people are commenting on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. 15 minutes in real time, of course, and already disappointed, already discouraged.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's been, one play, nothing creative. A lot of, run-of-the-mill offensive play calls. It's just terrible.
Trying to actually get the Gamecast going here, James, and for some reason, ESPN Gamecast, they're not working right now.
Yeah, she's our. Yeah. If not for me being all over Twitter and Periscope, I'd be using the Chat Sports app, much better. But we'll get it up there.
So commercial break right now, ladies and gentlemen, and Western Michigan just punted away, 3-and-out situation there. I was hammering the under, by the way. When I saw that number from BetBSI, I was like, yeah, I'm on board with you in regards to that. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game in this matchup here. But I do want to see some magic from Shea Patterson here today. As we see Rick at the bottom of your screen on Facebook Live, any chance we can throw downfield today? Who is the guy that has to emerge for Michigan on the outside? Is it Peoples-Jones? Is it Collins?
It's one of them has to. I don't know if I know the answer there just yet, Cam, but one of them has to. You'd think it'd be Peoples-Jones because he kind of fits the build of a guy who can get off the ball and just fly down the field. But where was that at? Where has that been at as throughout his Michigan football career? So 11 starts in college, Cam, for Shea Patterson.
Yep.
11 starts, true freshman 3, sophomore 7, but it was only in that game for half a game, so maybe you don't even count that one. 1 at Michigan. This is his 12th start. Of his full games he started, Cam, of those 11, he has thrown for over 300 yards in 7 of 11, which is pretty damn phenomenal for a college player, where Michigan's only had about 20 in the last 20 years as a whole program. End around to Ambry Thomas. Check my tweets. What did I say yesterday? You cannot say anybody has better information than me because I put my tweets out yesterday, Cam. Last night, I said 3 things. Solomon's injury is not going to play well before he announced it. I said Lawrence Marshall is not going to play. He got hurt. I said Ambry Thomas is going to get in the game in offense.
And there you go.
First play of his career in offense.
Yoder had it.
Yoder had it months ago. Gosh.
We're going to have to put your Twitter handle.
Sam Webb said.
Folks, I'll make sure to put James's Twitter handle in the comments section. You guys can follow him because that is an important follow.
My little trackpad is broken. It doesn't work, so I have to pull up my mouse. It's a disaster. So I-form set. Shea rolling out to his left. He's going to throw against his body. Whoa, man. Did he catch it? I don't know. Catch on the sideline. What a friggin' throw. That was a great throw to Oliver Martin. Number 80, the redshirt freshman, formerly number 2, switched his number. Let Shea take it. Shea's going out a left, across his body, Cam, away from the grain. Ooh, they're going to call that back. That's going to be out of bounds. Martin's knee may have hit the white, but let's see, Cam. What do you think here? No, that's a catch. That is a catch. That was a terrific throw.
Snuck that in.
He literally had a guy barreling down, breathing out. Closer than we are right here. That was a play. 4 wide, 3 right, ball on the left hash mark. They're going to get this one going to avoid the replay. Hopefully they just snap the ball.
4 seconds.
Snap the ball. 3 seconds. But you want to snap the ball. Oh, come on.
They got it off.
But okay, so it's a shotgun handoff to Karan Higdon. Mediocre blocking. Little John Runyon with a push there on somebody, and Karan Higdon for 4 yards. So what irritates me there is, Cam, is situational awareness. What don't you want to have happen there? You don't want them to have time to go, oh, wait a second. Oh, his knee may have touched. Let's review this. If you snap the ball, they can't review it. It's ridiculous. I mean, situational awareness of Cesar Ruiz, of
and that's
Jim
mostly
Harbaugh.
on Shea there. I mean, he's got to get the ball snapped.
Yeah, they got to practice this throughout the week. That's what I'm saying.
2nd and 6 here, James. Another run play. About a gain of 4. Should be about 3rd and 2. 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Lena, do we have? I don't know if we've done this. I wasn't here for last week's stream, but do we have the ability to have people Skype in at all, or FaceTime? Do we ever figure that out?
Yeah, we'll probably be able to have that happen at some point. Get a couple of fans on, get some live reactions. I love that.
Do we know the phone number? Is it the company iPhone?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'll call. Okay, here's what we'll do. I'll test this out here in a second.
Okay.
3rd and 2 after another play cam. So we got
Run play.
Run play. Okay, Cron Hayden
Good
breaks
blocking.
through. Oh yeah,
Picked
Cron
it.
Hayden's going. He's going.
Off
He's
to the
going.
races.
Up the middle. Great blocking
Go,
downfield
go,
by
go.
Oliver Martin though.
Wow, what a run.
40+ yards. Oliver Martin downfield. He hits the hole cam. Gets hit about 2 yards in, right around the 1st-yard marker, breaks a tackle, and he gone, but he doesn't make it. So he goes from the 41-yard line of Michigan all the way down to what was the Western 10, Western 12.
Yeah, it's
So
green zone territory now.
Some life from the Michigan running game. Karan Higdon, the senior, 994 yards rushing last week. He is showing. So handoff to who I was looking at my computer
See, James, last week, this is when Michigan couldn't capitalize.
Yes, I mean, that first drive in the second half, that great play, they get inside, then Shea takes a sack, then they drop the field goal.
Yep.
It was a disaster. Inside the 10, you're right, that was true. It is such a difference watching a game, especially when you don't have cell signal in person versus on TV.
Yeah, you must have felt out of it.
To be frank, it's much better on TV to watch the game. But couldn't tell the sacks, could never tell the yard games. Okay, so they're at the 16-yard line, 2nd and 10 after that run. Shea, very tight formation, under center, rolling out right. He's going to hit McCune. 10 yards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Is he in?
No, he's down at the 1. Were they going to give it to him? They're down at the 1. So hits him for no gain. Basically, Shea rolled out to the right, hit McCune at the line of scrimmage, and McCune took it about 16 yards down to the 1-yard line. Are they calling it a touchdown there? Touchdown!
Touchdown,
Let's
Michigan.
get that touchdown lower third on there. Sean McCune, 16 yards, Cam. We're going to get that bad boy up here. I'm going to get my touchdown beer. Please cheers to me, Michigan Nation. We're playing the victors. Wait. No, it's not. It is not. Shea Patterson's first touchdown. It was to McCune. They do not break the wide receiver drought, though. McCune is a tight end. They may look at this one, Cam, though.
Yeah.
He steps out about the half-yard line, it looks like.
Think he's
I'm
out?
taking a sip. Cheers to the Yoder.
Yeah, I think he's out. That ball is not over the plane
Bummer.
by the time he steps. So,
Okay.
No white. Steps on the white there. I don't think he extends in time. So hold your horses, folks. We'll wait on this. Under review currently. James, you were sporting a beautiful Michigan coat yesterday during your college football picks, thanks to Reveal.
And last week, Cam, you should have seen, you ever imagine, Justin Bieber going out in, I don't know, a high school and, the attention he would get? That was me with this coat in South Bend.
What up?
Fans were out there wanting to see if I had cell service. It would have been on. But check this bad boy out, Cam. You've got today, tomorrow, and Monday to get the $100 off. They have them in stock. They're ready to go. Check this bad boy out. Cam is a blue sports coat. You give it in black. You get them in a couple different colors there. But it is lined with Michigan maize and blue all day. You wear this to a wedding, you are taking bridesmaids home all night, Cam.
What up?
Trust
Who
me.
needs Tinder?
Who needs Tinder? The sleeves even have that. Reveal suits. They're about to come up, Cam. I feel like we just jumped on a gold mine with these guys. I'll tell you this. I bought a $1,000 sports coat before. This coat for $295, which is the $100 off price. It's $395 normally. $100 off now, $295. You email. All you gotta do is email them and say, "Hey, I want to buy." It's like you not even have to make the purchase. They'll send you an order information because they're not up. They're kind of keeping it very low key. Touchdown.
Good. McCune.
Okay.
16 yards. We got the
Okay.
lower third ready to roll with that.
Yep. So Reveal Suits, $100 off. You can tell them James Yoder sent you. If you don't like me, you can tell them James Yoder sucks. But either way, get one today. Outside of your feelings for the Michigan Football Report, it is badass. I literally am wearing this coat everywhere. I wore it to meetings yesterday, Cam. I wore it outside the office. I'm doing one of these. I got Michigan fans giving me Go Blues in the street with this Reveal coat, and I can't wait to wear it. It's like a big Michigan event, like I did again last week versus Notre Dame. It's going to be awesome. So get that coat. Extra point from Quinn Nordine is up, and it is good. And Michigan is up 7-0, 7:05 left in the first quarter. We see Shea Patterson there. He got 40 yards, 1 touchdown in the day. McCune leading the receiving corps with 16 yards. And then Karan Higdon, after that big run game, 55 yards here in the first half of the first quarter. Okay, so about what you expected. Definitely don't want to predict the score anymore, so let's make sure we get that lower box out of there. The game's going on. But nevertheless, good drive in the second drive. Some life out of the offense. Still no downfield passing game. Still no passing game to the wide receivers. Got a little bit of the run. And then you saw Shea Patterson's versatility. And what I think Michigan can do a lot of things with him. He is so accurate passing the ball. It is frightening where under 20 yards. Where it's challenging is 20 and beyond, Cam, is challenging. And then, of course, throwing, getting the ball to guys in space and let them make plays is going to be where he can excel. So good to see a couple of nice plays out of Shea. Still no touchdowns for a tight end. For a wide receiver in 12 games, ladies and gentlemen.
That's an amazing stat.
I could not find it. I was going back through years. I was trying to find futile teams. No one keeps this record. I spent an hour and a half on Sunday on the plane trying to look this up. And I could not find a single coverage. I even went back to Nebraska where they threw the ball one time a game or something like that in the 90s, 80s, and 70s. They were still not going streaks like that. So this is quite the streak, Cam. 12 games without a touchdown. Tomorrow will be 1 year. If they don't get one today, it'll be 13 games. I cannot believe it. So that is where we're at. Michigan up 7-0, 7:05 left in the first quarter. Defense going to get a chance to shine. And, since we don't have the game broadcast, in our ears or anything, I'm going to kind of dig in. I'm going to start talking with people on Twitter. If you're watching the Periscope, I'll get it on that. Facebook Live comments. So keep the comments coming. We can toss questions and stuff on air, Elena, if we want. Do we have – somebody give me the doc. I want to put some questions up for some people to answer for a weigh-in.
Oh, you want the weigh-in? I got you.
Sorry. I should have asked that earlier. Cam, you going to get after it with some Mick Ultra?
Hey, I'm all business here, James. You're the guy that needs to chill back and drink the beer and give the live reactions.
All right. Ooh, Tom Downey coming in with a 27-10 game prediction. Tom, if you're watching, which I know you are, you can't send a score prediction in after the game starts, Tom. Come on. What are you doing to me?
All right, let's see what Rob has to say here on Facebook. Michigan offense is terrible to watch. Expect 5 losses this year, James.
So they've got 6 losable games left, Cam. Northwestern on the road, Nebraska and Scott Frost at home, Penn State, Wisconsin at home, Michigan State and Ohio State on the road. Those are losable games. Those are losable games. So if I put this in sheet 1, okay. So Lena, if I put one in here, I am going to. Okay, so okay, Michigan's kicking off now.
Weather, by the way, a lot cooler today, around 60 degrees compared to South Bend, James, when the humidity
one of the hottest
was
games I've ever been around in my life.
85%.
Literally, I was sweating terribly. The body odor in that place was out of control, and it's not just because there's a lot of white trash in there. It was just sweaty, stinky people. Oh, nice play, nice coverage. Michigan down, Cam, 42. I think it might be Ben Mason on the tackle. I'll get the roster out. But Michigan covered that phenomenally. They were fast. They were after it, and they got tackled at the 11-yard line. Look, live from Wisconsin, the Badgers go up 7-0 on New Mexico. Bob Davie, former Notre Dame coach, is their head coach, up 7-0 on number 5, Wisconsin. Michigan, it's the 12-yard line. Defense is in the game. You got Chase Winovich, you got Rashawn Gary. As we said, Aubrey Solomon not playing today. He got a knee operation yesterday. Western in a shotgun shot. They're going to throw the ball out. Is this the guy, Cam? Is this the guy we're worried about? About a 7-yard reception to number 87. I don't know if to get.
No, that's Jaden Reed, 6-foot wide receiver there. Not Eskridge. He's the guy to watch out for.
They're going hurry up.
5'9", Dwayne Eskridge is. So just by height.
Cam, they can't tell we're sitting next to each other. They don't know you're 5'9". Like I'm 6'3".
With the proper stretching, 5'10".
Okay, little read option, gets 2 yards. Klee cuts it in on it. Rashawn Gary with a tackle off the edge. They try to go a little read option in the middle. So it'll be 3rd and 1, Cam. Let's see what we get here out of Michigan's defense. They have been really good under Jim Harbaugh at stopping people in these kind of situations. Third and short, where actually they have more trouble is the third and longs. So it's kind of interesting.
Ironic
proposition. So they're going to go shotgun 3 wide, 2 wide, 2 tight ends and a running back. It's actually a pistol formation for Western Michigan. Michigan stacking the line, 6-7 guys in the line, 2 linebackers coming up. Handoff up the middle, and he's going to get it. Oh, gosh, come on. Khalid Hudson and I believe Rashawn Gary on that tackle. Gets it by about a half a yard, Cam. You just hate to see that. Got to stop these drives.
Well, we're talking about a Western Michigan team, James, that put up points last week against Syracuse, put up yards at the very least.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not necessarily a team to kind of just look past here. They're one of the better teams out of the MAC, that's for sure.
Later, at our next game break, I put a question there for the audience there in row 11. So we'll take a look. I want to hear the people's reactions on Jim Harbaugh. And then if the comments are coming in, Lena, we can toss those on the big screen too, on the big screen. But Western's dropping back, deep pass, Cam.
Wow.
Overshoots him. David Long, Josh Metellus, David Long on the coverage there. So interesting. Row 11. Weigh-in, yeah. So maybe we can toss up now. If we come back to action, we can go back to it. All right. Metellus kicked out last week. 2nd and 10 for Western. 3 wide, 2 back, shotgun set. Handoff up the middle, and he's 2-yard gain all in after the push. Carlo Kemp in the game, a name Michigan fans haven't seen, heard a ton about. Defensive lineman Cam, I believe third year out of the state. Josh Uche in the game, Michael Dwumfor, Winovich. It's tough to tell sometimes the defense if I had all the numbers. We need a spotter is what we need, Cam, on these things, I swear. So 3rd and 7 for the Michigan defense. I want to hear from you guys. Give me a grade on Jim Harbaugh as a coach. Total program. I put this out there yesterday, Cam. Through 40 games, Jim Harbaugh is 28-12. Now only 1 game better than Brady Hoke was through 40 games, but Hoke really kind of fell off a cliff after that. His 4th year, they went 5-7. So Hoke finished much worse than that. But Bo Schembechler, who Jim Harbaugh played for, Michigan's coach, 21 seasons, 69-89. First 40 games, 30-5. 3-1 versus Michigan State because he had played him early in his 4th season. 2-1 versus Ohio State. 2 Big Ten titles in his first 3 years. 2 wins versus Ohio State and 2 Rose Bowl appearances. Jim Harbaugh has none of that. He's got 1 win against a 3-win Michigan State. 1-6 versus the 3 big rivals: Ohio State, Michigan State, Notre Dame. And it's a disaster. Western Michigan going these spread punt formations. You see Michigan might sneak somebody in there. They're going to roll the punter out. Ooh, not too far away from blocking that. DPJ is going to call for the fair catch, which he gets at the 32-33-yard line of Michigan, and the offense will have a chance to show that they have any life at all. Cam, what are you expecting here from the Michigan football fans? I'll ask this question one more time. I'm going to kind of pop in. I'm giving Jim Harbaugh at this point, after the game, after that loss, I'm giving him a C. I'm giving him a C as a coach. As coach of Michigan. But from an outsider's perspective, Cam,
well, the last 18 games, I think C makes a lot of sense. 9-9 as the Michigan football head coach, completely average. Now, second drive of the game, James, here, starting point at the Michigan 16, 7 plays, 81 yards, all the way down to Sean McCune there, the touchdown pass.
Yep.
That's encouraging. Now, momentum is the key. Can they keep that momentum going?
I like this graphic. Let's keep this one up for a while, Cam. I like that. It's exactly what we talked about. I think it's a good one. So last scoring drive, highlighted by those 2 big plays. Of course, the Karan Higdon run, pretty nice run. Showed some bursts he did. He broke a tackle, 3-4 yards at pass line of scrimmage, and then took off. Nice blocking downfield by Oliver Martin. Not the biggest guy, shows a lot of effort. Oliver Martin is going to be a star for the New England Patriots one day. I guarantee it. Came a 6-foot white wide receiver. I'm typecasting here on air. This will probably be replayed during my presidential election that typecast white
Yoder
guys.
2020.
Yeah. Nice play. Glad to see it finally. Some life on the offense against Western Michigan defense that scored 55. Now Syracuse scored 55 against them last week, so you can't really take anything away. But if they can't score 40 in this game, Cam, I just don't know what to make of it. Like you've got Pep Hamilton, a 2-time offensive coordinator in the NFL with Colts. I guess he was passing game coordinator with the Browns and offensive coordinator at Stanford. That's Pep Hamilton. Jim McElwain, 2 national titles as an offensive coordinator at Alabama, and 2 big SEC East titles as a head coach at Florida, right? Then you've got Ed Warner, took Kansas to a 12-1 record as their offensive coordinator in 2007. Notre Dame's offensive coordinator, Ohio State's offensive coordinator when they won a national title, co-offensive coordinator with Tom Herman, and then Jim Harbaugh, whose credentials are more well-known than those guys, yet you have an offense that took 58 minutes to score a touchdown last week versus Notre Dame in Shea Patterson, number 1 quarterback in America coming out of high school. I put this on my Twitter. It was like, guys, just wait until Jim Harbaugh gets his players. Just wait till he's an upperclassman, big-time quarterback recruit. Then it's on. That's exactly what we have. It was sarcasm at its best. So, like, if they can't do anything against this team, Lloyd Carr, even if for all his faults of being conservative, Michigan's, looking better and better coach, great coach by the game here, especially over the past 10 years since he's been gone, Cam, he would be up 21-0 by the end of the first quarter against these teams and roll with a 55-3 win every time. Now, I know they'll say, he lost to Appalachian State. We're back in action. Shea, nice handoff. We got Karan Higdon off the left side out of the shotgun.
Races,
he is gone, Cam. Go. Touchdown.
See ya. Wow.
Cheers to myself.
Clang, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Touchdown,
It is the Karan Higdon show.
67 yards.
First play, come out of the commercial. Cam, it was so tough to tell. They were still in like the satellite view. We couldn't even tell. They weren't even ready for the play on the TV stream. FS1, get your shit together. But that is a touchdown. Karan Higdon off the left side. Did Little John Runyon make a play for once? No, he missed his block completely. Little John Runyon, running around. You see that? He did a spin move into the offensive lineman.
And Higdon's still off to the races.
It is a disaster, despite Runyon's disastrous play. Karan Higdon, literally, Runyon missed his block. He tried to go, to block a linebacker. Maybe that was the play. Maybe he was supposed to miss his block, get a linebacker. He whiffed from the linebacker and then did a spin move looking for somebody to block.
Wait, what?
Hey, what is going on? Is this football? I thought Shea was passing.
Wait, what? That's my best wait, what impersonation. Jordan Giorgio. Shout
out. Talk about a bad first game for her down at Florida State.
Oh, God, brutal.
People are talking. I saw on warchant.com that 0-1 since Jordan Giorgio moved over there. 3 national titles prior to her, so there is talk.
Wait, what? Rumors?
Yeah.
Can I just say, Willie Taggart, Snake, totally deserved to start.
Oh, I'm sure you love to see that, Lana. Lana, of course, from Oregon.
Dropping her mic and producing the show. So, Lana, we got to break in the action. Let's toss that Jim Harbaugh grade up one more time. I want to get into this. 9-9, Cam, over the last 18 games. Now, This is a slanted stat because prior to that, he was 19. So 22, 18, 22, 19-3. All right. Prior to those 18 games. So starts his Michigan career 19-3. At the time, Michigan was number 2 in the country. 22 games into his career, undefeated. Going into Iowa, they lose that game. Wilton Spake gets hurt. He doesn't play the next week. They beat a rudimentary Indiana team. Spake comes back, and they lose in overtime to number 2 Ohio State. There's a 2-3 matchup on the road. They win that game. JT was short, and they go to the playoffs in year 2. But ever since that game,
seems years ago, James.
It does, and it's not even 2 years ago. Ever since that game, the offense has been terrible. They got the win versus Florida last year, but then lost 5 games against anybody with a pulse. Really, they didn't beat anybody with a pulse last year. Penn State, Wisconsin, Ohio State, South Carolina, and I'm missing a game in there. Penn State, South Carolina, Michigan State. Yeah, that's right. All the teams that were ranked had winning records basically last year. They beat one team with a winning record, Purdue. That's the schedule last year. Everybody with a winning record lost, and then start the year with a loss to Notre Dame. Cam, I think if your totality C plus B minus, because 2015 and 16 were some good years. If you think about it, if not for that drop snap against Michigan State, a disastrous, horrific time as a Michigan fan, they're beating a top 10 Michigan State team at home. Jim Harbaugh's 7th, 8th game as coach, and the guy drops the snap. They pick it up, run it back for a touchdown in the last play of the game, which is maybe never happened in college football history. Then Harbaugh goes into Ohio State game 2 years in a row, first year and second year, with a win and going to the playoffs, right? They would have been fifth or sixth in the country with one loss at the time in 15. They had 2 losses because of Michigan State. But since then, so he's better with Brady Hoke's players than he is with his own players, Cam, and that is kind of really just disappointing. And it's really a theme of the Michigan football program for the last 10 years. Brady Hoke gets off to an 11 wins season in year 1 in 2011, and then goes to 8, 7, 5, right? It's downhill after that. And so Jim Harbaugh's second best year was in his second year, but still the same record. But nevertheless, Michigan's going to kick off here. What are they doing out of the back of the end zone? Okay, so 14-0, 4 minutes left. I'm giving Jim Harbaugh a C right now because it's such good stuff. But I would give him like a D- since the beginning of 2017.
James, I want to chime in here. We have Joe coming and saying A+.
Wow.
Joe.
Total approval.
Joe, listen, go on Twitter right now. DM me your phone number. I want you on the show. If you have an iPhone, I want you to FaceTime in. We need to talk about this, Joe. DM me on Twitter at James T. Yoder. Joe, if you're watching, Lena, let's get there. If you don't want to DM, if you don't use Twitter, I know some people don't use it. Message this Facebook page at Michigan Wolverines by Chat Sports. Direct message that page, and I'll try and get that number to you. But I don't know to make that, Cam. I think that's pretty ridiculous. Western shotgun set, left hand side. It's about a 1 yard gain. So we got Brian Monet into the game. We've got a 1 yard gain in that one. So I'm not sure what to make of that play, but yeah, so 1 yard, 2 yard gain. Okay, guys, we're just trying to see what the yardage was. 2 yards, 2nd and 8 for the Broncos of Western Michigan. Kalamazoo, Cam, fine town, one of the great college town names of all time, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
That is a great name.
Over there in the western parts of the state. 2nd and 8, 2 wide, 2 tight end, or I guess a tight end and an H-back and a running back. They're going to come up and switch the call. Looks like an audible for Western in a pistol formation, actually. It's going to be a handoff off the left side. Stuffs it for about a 1-2 yard game. Rashawn Gary, Brian Monet, Kalik Hudson in on that tackle. Seeing a lot of Carlo Kemp in this game, Cam, a name we haven't heard a lot of. Rashawn Gary. So with Marshall and Solomon out, Carlo Kemp stepping up in the game. Brian Monet, a 5th-year senior, getting more playing time for the Michigan Wolverines. And then, of course, the guys we know, 3rd and 6, pistol set, 3 wide, 4 wide set. Shotgun set for Western. They throw slants, and he got a catch. What is that? Tight coverage by Michigan. Not sure you could have done anything on that. Out of the slot, so I didn't see who was in the coverage. They broke away from it really quick. Okay, so no real push by the Michigan. Great coverage, and that was really great coverage by, was it 24? Is that Brandon Watts? I have to check the number on that. I'm going to bring up I was not prepared with the logo, so I'm going to.
Approaching the end of the first quarter here, too, by the way, James. 14-0 Michigan over Western Michigan.
Pistol set again, left side. Stuffed big time by Josh Metellus in the backfield. Quiddy Pay, also number 19 back there. Great play by the Michigan defense. Don Brown dialing up the safeties, kind of coming down on the line. Western has thrown a lot in this game, Cam. They really have. Run a lot. So Michigan is now kind of playing up on that. I'm going to get Western Michigan's roster up here. All right, so what do we got? 2nd and 13 after a 3-yard loss on that play. 3 running back sets, kind of one of these wing formations out of the pistol. They're going to pass it, though. Deep pass, right side. Interception. No, dropped it.
Off.
28. Give me a number on that. I should know these numbers, but I didn't get a chance to focus on it last week, so I am a little off on the numbers. Some of the guys I don't know. Do we know the number? Give me that. Let me look at the roster really quick here, Lena, and then we'll do that.
Brandon Watson.
Brandon Watson, 5th-year senior guy. Cam, the over-under on this game, I'm going to actually, before we talk about this, let me just figure out what I bet. I don't want to give out incorrect information to Yoder Nation. It is now 3rd and 13. Michigan with only 3 down linemen now, but 2 guys standing up on the left side, Cam, kind of maybe bringing a blitz. 3rd and 13, dropping back.
Free runner.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Coming after Quiddy Pay.
Wasink intercepted, picked off.
That is Noah Furbush. fifth-year senior with those blonde locks. Reminds a lot of people of Chase Winovich, Noah Furbush with the interception, Cam. He is a quasi-starter in the 3-4 set, which they're having to run a little bit more now. Furbush will be a starter in that set, especially with Lawrence Marshall out, especially with Aubrey Solomon out, and he gets the pick. It was Devin Bush came off the right side, Cam, completely unblocked, flushed the quarterback out, threw over the middle. You never do that over the middle. You never just throw the ball over the middle like that, and he did. And that
Total
is,
Brett Favre move.
Yeah, that is going to be Michigan ball right. So it's going to be Michigan ball inside of western side of the field after that interception. Chase Winovich, Devin Bush giving chase on that play. Over/under on this game, Cam, 56.5. Now I'm getting nervous. Now Michigan might have 21 points here. I said Lloyd Carr would be up 21-0 in the first quarter. Michigan at the 46-yard line. Handoff inside out of the shotgun set to Karan Higdon. Is a manly game right now, Cam. Gaining almost 20 right up the middle. Cesar Ruiz with a nice block. Michael Onwenu with a nice block on that one. Showing some life running up the middle. The over-under on this game, Cam, 56.5. I bet the under, not knowing what we got out of Michigan, and I made that bet on Bet DSI. We'll show this graphic here, the matchup. Noon game. People don't even know where to watch it. It's on FS1. Chatsports.com/bet. We'll send you there. 120% deposit bonus, Cam. Put 100 in. You get 120 bonus money to play with. If you're betting, oh, we got Chris Evans. Sorry, I'm cutting the read. Touchdown, Chris Evans. Let's get that bad boy in there. So the touchdown, lower third lane, a touchdown. Michigan 21-0. We are showing life, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Evans with the touchdown out of that shotgun set. A handoff right up the middle. Saw some nice blocking. I'm going to kind of walk us through this one. Michael Onwenu. Zach Gentry came off the left side, Cam, and made the block. John Runyon did nothing, of course, and Chris Evans walks into the end zone, gives one of these bad boys. I got to pop up another beer, Cam. I'm already done with beer number one.
Start chugging, man. It's about to be 21-0.
It's Quinn Nordine.
Lena, you ripping shots back there?
It is good. Wait, Lena, you want a beer, Lena?
Do you know what? I'll have a beer.
All right, I'm
going
to reach this one across the production
I'm pulling
studio.
the beta move by not drinking. So.
All right. I didn't realize these shows, Cam, we can do some of this. Like, woo!
Yes, we can.
All right.
This is not the formal setting of the Cam Rogers show.
Also, can I just point out, James, or ask you, I guess, did you really say I don't want to give false information to Yoder Nation?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a thing.
Yoder Nation.
Yoder Nation.
Oh, yeah, we're a thing.
I like that.
We are a thing.
That's good.
Keep the comments flowing, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm waiting for that one guy who gives Jim Harbaugh a grade. But let's go talk about Bet DSI. We're having this commercial again. So, Cam, my 5 bets. Lena, actually, we got a commercial break. Do we have the opportunity to walk through my 5 bets? Because I want people to hold me accountable. I'm telling you, go to Bet DSI. I'm going to tell you the games I'm putting my wife's cold hard cash. I have no money. And so she is fronting my gambling. I don't know, is that a vice, Cam? Is it? It's not a vice anymore. It's legal. Trump
it's not
said,
a disease.
Yeah.
It's not a disease.
Trump said it was legal, so it's fine. So let's walk through these bad boys, Lena. If we have all 5 of them up, we can do that. So Michigan, Western Michigan. I took the under of 56.5 in this one, Cam. That was my pick on that bad boy. I put a 25 spot. Michigan's getting ready to kick off. The other games that I bet, Cam, I took Kansas State, the Fighting Brett Scotts getting 8 at home versus Mississippi State. Kansas State had a real scare as Michigan kicks off. It's going to be in the end zone again on that one, so we'll have a little time to go through these. In Manhattan, Kansas, I want to get a score update. Cam, do you mind pulling up the scores? Kansas State and Mississippi State in this one. Give me a score update on that one while we're going through it.
3-3 tie between the two.
First quarter, where we at?
First quarter, yep.
Okay, great. UCLA and Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma is going to absolutely murder UCLA.
They kick off in about 10 minutes.
I think Chip Kelly may quit after this game. It's going to be like 66-10, all right? I love Chip Kelly. Lana gave me the look on that one. I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think he's one of the best hires in college football history. Getting him at UCLA for $4 million a year, whatever he was, I would why wouldn't whoever, Miami give him 10 or whatever. There's so many programs that would love Chip Kelly, but they are so under-talented. Wilton Spate, I'm not even sure if they made an announcement, was hurt last week. He's their quarterback, and Oklahoma looked phenomenal last week, and Lincoln Riley loves to run it up, an offensive coach. So that is that one. I took Oklahoma in that one. This one here, I'm taking the under. I think there's going to be not as much scoring as people think. Texas A&M and Clemson both put up a bunch of points last week. Pretty high over-under for what I thought this one would be 52.5 with less than desirable quarterback play. I took the under. under 52.5 on that one. I think it'll be like a 24-20, 17-10 kind of game. And last but not least, Ohio State scoring 77 last week. They are going to Jim Harbaugh Rutgers. It's going to be something like 68-0, 77-10 again for them. They looked really good. Dwayne Haskins, an upgrade over JT Barrett, at least from what I saw in one game against a terrible Oregon State team. JT Barrett, one of the great quarterbacks in Big Ten history, statistically, Cam, 4-year starter. But Dwayne Haskins looked like a professional out there. He was phenomenal. Now,
should have went to Maryland, but he didn't.
Well, that's true. We'll see what he does against an equally terrible team in Rutgers, and that is what we have. It 7 seconds now left in the first quarter, Cam. Let's kind of give our takeaways as we wrap this one up. They're not going to get the snap off. So, what are you making from that first quarter of the game?
I think it was a fantastic first quarter there for Michigan. We have the drive summary here of the previous drive for the Wolverines. Just 2 plays. That's all it was. And Evans got involved. It was a great run there. And now you have a 21-0 score. James, we thought this was going to be some sort of slugfest in a way where 30-25, something like that. It could be more than that at this point. I mean, it's 21-0 in the first quarter heading into the second. This could be somewhat of a 45-50 burger kind of game here for the Wolverines, which would be huge from a momentum perspective as you take a look at the previous scoring drive there for Michigan, James.
Yeah, 2 plays, 46 yards, coming off a turnover, Cam, and they went to the house on that second play with Chris Evans. And so I want to talk about my predictions. I love to pat myself on the back, Cam, and everyone knows that.
We know that.
When I'm right and I'm wrong, hey, I got incorrect information. That's how you do it in the prediction business. But I will put my tweet out from last night, and I want to just discuss this and see what your thoughts were from last night. Here we go. Expect Running and Bishop Beatty to play the entire game. As far as I know, they have. Okay, cool.
Check.
So that's check. Some Ambry on O is expected. Check. Ambry Thomas got the end around. Chris Evans will get 6 to 10 carries. Well, we haven't got to the 6-10 number, but more carries already this game. They did pretty much all of last game and a touchdown, so check there. Solomon will not play, check. Lawrence Marshall will not play, check. Football IQ of offensive tackle is concerned. We saw offensive tackle do a spin move in a game trying to find someone to block. I am 6 for 6, I believe. Now you tell me. I think that's the case. Lena tossed in a question, if you could toss it up on the screen in the weigh-in section, or cell 12. Want to know what people's reactions are of the first quarter. Cam, your takeaway on the first quarter.
Dominant. I think the run game was good. I think the offensive line was good enough. 208 total yards today in the first quarter. Compare that to last week against Notre Dame, James, 69.
Yep, that's right. Can we get a team versus team yards graphic up, guys? Let's kind of get that going. Just first quarter only, maybe. Total rushing, receiving.
Sure. Get that going.
Okay, so Western's got the ball. Like, oh gosh, that fooled me. I was fooled there. I thought the running back had the ball up the middle. I really thought he did.
Second quarter getting going here for Michigan and Western Michigan. Western Michigan with the ball. John Wasink at quarterback.
All right. Cam, I don't know. This is 21-0 out of nowhere, right? Touchdown, turnover, touchdown. Western's running all shotgun today, not all pistol shotgun. Second down and 8. They're getting about 1.5 on that play. Looks like we've got an injury. I think they put away from it. It might be Khaleke Hudson. Rashawn Gary seemed pretty concerned. 3rd and 3 coming up, Cam. I hope that's not Khaleke Hudson, although it doesn't look like there's an injury. I'm sorry. That's Rashawn was doing one of these, which usually seems to be the trainer, and Hudson was on the ground in front of him. So Michigan's got 4 down linemen. You certainly have Winovich and Gary. Brian Monet getting a lot of run today. Josh Metellus in the slot, Cam, is kind of like that nickel. And they're going to swing it out to the right side, and the running back's going to get it. Brandon Watson out there in the tackle. First down for Western Michigan on a swing pass to their running back, Bellamy, on that play. So Western Michigan will keep the ball. They convert on that one, and we'll continue on defense. It's exciting, Cam. I kind of want to get back on offense because I want to see if Michigan can get anything downfield with the passing game, which they've not shown yet for the most part.
But that's okay, right, James? Because they're running the football so
they're
well.
not going to. But they've never, since really 2015, first half of 16, they have not run the football. Western with a little misdirection here on the right side. Michigan is all over it. I ended up getting 2 yards. Kwity Paye and Devin Bush on the play there for them. But, like, they're not going to be able to run like this against Penn State, against Michigan State, and other teams. And so if the wide receivers can't show that they can do anything, then and Shea Patterson can hit him in stride, how are you going to beat those teams? Josh Ross, a redshirt freshman. I don't know if he actually got any playing time last year. I'll have to look that up. In this game a lot, Cam. He did not see a ton of playing time that I saw last week. Josh Ross getting some action. Michigan really being more of a 3-4. They're kind of lining Winovich up as more of a linebacker a lot of these plays. Speaking of Winovich, knocks the guy in the backfield. Josh Ross, Winovich, and Carlo Kemp in the backfield, Cam. Now it's going to be 3rd and 8 after that loss on the play.
Higdon on fire, according to Travis on Facebook Live.
Travis, what happened? I DM'd you. We were getting beers last week in South Bend.
The heck?
Where were we, bro? I mean, I've been waiting for. We've been internet buddies for years. There's gonna be like one of these, like we're gonna be like taking pictures together. But I didn't hear back from you, man. I'm sure something happened. Nope, we'll make it happen soon. But Travis lives near South Bend. We're going to watch the Ohio State game together, drink some pregame beers. I was looking forward to it.
Could have happened.
Travis, let me know, man. Let me know, please. Timeout in the field. Going to commercial break. So if we have that first quarter yards graphic up, let's talk about that bad boy. If not, we'll get to that soon enough.
Yeah, we'll pull that up in a matter of moments here.
I'll kind of go over. Where is this? Okay, here we go. So I'm going to talk about these yards just to might want to get a Cron Higdon stats up there as well at some point, Cam. Let's look at the team stats next to each other. Michigan, 1 of 2 in third downs, only had to get there twice. 3 of 6 for Western throughout the game. I guess we can do if we do it the whole yards. Michigan 167 yards rushing so far, Cam, on the day. 18.6 yards per carry. Shea Patterson 5 of 5 passing.
Yep.
8.2 yards, 41 yards total. Michigan 208 yards of offense, 84 Western Michigan. Throughout the game, we're 12:26 left in the first half. 1 turnover for the Broncos, none for Michigan. An interception for Michigan that led 2 plays later to a scoring drive by Chris Evans. So Evans looking nice in that one run. Cron Higdon, as my man says, is on fire, Cam. And Shea Patterson, the Michigan passing game, has not had to do much, but he is accurate. He is 5 of 5, means he's 25 of 35 passing in his Michigan career. I'm going to do a double check the math on that, but 71.5% passing, Cam. You keep that up, you're setting all-time passing records for percentage. It's in that range, early 70s. So that is good to see out of Shea Patterson. Nothing downfield yet. Nothing downfield that Michigan can point to that they can throw the ball to their wide receivers. I'm not sure, Cam, if there's a wide receiver that has a catch yet.
Well, James, I think you'll be wondering all game long, especially if this run game continues.
Oliver Martin, 1 catch. Ambry Thomas. You know, funny enough, Ambry Thomas, they're calling that a catch. It was a 5-yard run. That's really funny it works because they handed off the ball in front of the quarterback, and that's considered a pass in college football. I'm not sure if that's how they work in the NFL. So if you toss the ball, if you hand it off, a guy runs in front of you in the shotgun, that is considered a pass. But that is a run for Ambry Thomas as far as I'm concerned. McHugh was 17 in that touchdown. Jack Gentry on that rollout, the first play of the game. 10, Martin 1 for 9, and Ambry Thomas with 5 yards. Chris Evans with a catch for no yards. Cam, Noah Furbush with that interception. Those are your leaders for Michigan on offense so far. And then, of course, Furbush with the turnover. 3rd and 8 coming up. 3 wide, 1 running back, and a tight end. Western Michigan back to pass. Pass to the right. Ooh, way out of bounds. Great coverage there. I believe Brandon Watson, I believe, was 28, if my eyes don't deceive me.
He's been around.
Yeah, Watson with the interception last week, Cam. A guy who's been there for a long time, 5th year, has not seen a ton of playing time, but he had the interception last week and now is showing up with a lot of playing time this week for the defensive backfield for Michigan. So good to see out of Brandon Watson, the 5th year, out of Wilmington, Delaware, Cam. Kind of near you, New Hampshire. Right?
Yeah, sort of.
Kind of.
An 8-hour drive away, James.
Let's not get into semantics. Just, block punt.
Oh, boy.
Pick it up. Let's go to, baby, 27. So who got the block? It's put that on the lower third. Block punts, the touchdown lower third. Let's get that up there. So 27, Hewlett's Cam, number 27, a walk-on as far as I know, with the pick it up, a 5th year out of Novi, Michigan, picked it up. But who got the block here? It's tough to tell from that angle. It looked like it was, and we don't have the broadcast side on, number 7. So was that Hudson, or is there another number 7 that we should be thinking about here?
What a play by the Wolverines there. Momentum continues to carry.
That's got to be Cleek Hudson. So Michigan blocks the punt. That is good to see. And now they will have the ball 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Headed left to right on your screen. Shea with a tight end and a running back in the backfield. 3 wide, 2 right, 1 left. Shea steps up in the pocket. Really throws out his back foot.
Wide open, James.
Oh, my gosh. I was literally about to say touchdown. Shea threw off his back pocket, and he looks like he is limping getting up out of that, Cam. Offensive line held nothing. Great play action fake by Shea Patterson. Offensive line did nothing, and he overthrew Sean McCune, who was wide open by 10 yards in the end zone. Runyon, brutal. Oh, gosh. Left side, Cam. Left tackle, left guard. Brutal blocking again. Shotgun, 3 wide. Handoff up the middle to
creating space.
It's Karan Higdon. Knocks off a guy and gets 9 yards, Cam. Breaks off a tackler, gets 9 yards. Good to see from that Donovan Peoples-Jones. And then some blocking there. And let's see what happens here. This is a good angle here. So Runyon holds his block, thankfully. Cesar Ruiz, the linebacker, comes up. Karan Higdon breaks off a tackle, Cam, and he gets 9.5 yards. We have a 3rd and a short 1. I bet we're going to see a Ben Mason fullback handoff here, Cam, is what I'm betting.
3rd and 1 power football,
nope.
James.
It's going to Higdon, left side. Does not get it. Does not get it. Does not get it off that left side. Mason, handoff to Higdon out of the I formation. Does not get it. Jim Harbaugh, what would you do here, Cam?
What's that?
4th and a half yard inside the 20. What are you doing here?
Dude, you go for it.
You go for it. You're up 21-0, 11 minutes in the first half.
You pound them away. I mean, you set the tone in the second quarter here. That sets the tone for the rest of the game, especially on a 4th and 1 type of situation here. And at the worst, you try to get them to go offsides. What's the difference, 21-24 anyway? Let's be real at this point. Michigan knows they can dominate this game.
Okay, 4th down. Kind of a 3 running back set with a tight end coming in the background. Okay, that's close as heck. Okay, so let's see what we have going on here. Did he get it? Did he get it? So we get any push here, Cam. What do you think is offensive line here? Slow motion. Ugh, not really. That was a lot of them fell down.
I think the running back went in the wrong direction, to be honest.
Yeah.
Looking at the run game here for Michigan, very encouraging. It's also encouraging. Mizzen and Maine, I'm wearing one of their shirts on air right now, ladies and gentlemen. Get one for yourself. Comfortable.af is the way to go. Passing play here, James.
Oh, wait, no!
We in?
Oh, could have broke the streak, Cam. The streak. You know about one of those. Bad streaks, right? When you just can't get in there. And Donovan Peoples-Jones almost gets in the end zone. Shea Patterson throws sidearm to avoid the rush. Peoples-Jones kind of comes in a drag route coming left to right, and he will get stopped at about the half-yard line, it looks like, Cam. Great stiff arm by Peoples-Jones to the 9, tiptoes down the right side, steps out of the 2.5-yard line, Cam. So that is a bummer. That is a brutal. So 1st and goal from the 2.5-yard line, left side, handoff Chris Evans, touchdown. Chris Evans, touchdown. Chris Evans, 2 yards. We'll get that bad boy up on screen. That is a Michigan touchdown. Alert, alert. So 28 after this extra point. But we have a flag, Cam. We have a flag.
Offsides, it'll be declined.
All right, touchdown, Michigan. All right.
2 yards by Mr. Chris Evans. And everybody was wondering last week, where's Chris Evans? He has arrived, ladies and gentlemen.
So what do you see of this blocking?
Some penetration there initially. Good move by Evans to slip past it and score. So they're scoring in spite of the offensive line, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, we'll see. I want to see what the people think. So you get some comments there. Let's, Cam, if you can for me, what do you make of the offensive line so far? Let's put that up on screen at some point. If you could toss that on the screen. How is the offensive line played? What's your opinion of the offensive line?
I think the offensive line is okay so far. We'll make sure to put up a weigh-in about that, though.
Yeah, for sure. So that is a good play. 28-0 Michigan, 9:35 left in the first half, and Michigan looks like they are rolling. They're certainly covering that 27.5-point spread at this point, Cam. But we'll see what happens in the second half. No signs of life of the passing game as of yet. All right, so I am drinking. How about this? I got a pretty good one. I'm gonna put this in here for when we come back from commercial. Drinking beer.
Get that back now. All right, so thoughts on the offensive line so far? I want you guys to type away here in the comments section. You put YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Type 1 for bad, type 2 for good enough, because, well, it's certainly not elite by any means. I didn't want to give that an option. So head on to YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Give us your votes on that.
All right, so I have an interesting one. Did I spell it right? Is that how you spell alcohol? I can't spell. Do you think people are drinking, Cam? You don't drink beer, to my knowledge, but vodka. You're a vodka guy. You take shots with the best of them. You do good in Russia with your vodka affinity, but do you think people are exactly? Do you think people are drinking right now? What's your thoughts?
I 100% believe so. This is America. Hopefully, you're typing 1 right now. Even you, Bray. It's okay if it's root beer. That's fine. We approve of that.
Did I get the background in? Did I do what I was supposed to do there? Yes. Okay. Cool. Good. Okay. Great. So I am drinking beer. It is just noon, Cam. So no longer am I breaking any sort of rules at this point. So drinking a beer.
Hey, kegs and eggs, man, at 6 a.m. back in the college days. How about Houston taking it to Khalil Tate in Arizona right now, 24-0?
So this is student beating teacher's ass. Kevin Sumlin, head coach of Arizona. Who is the? I guess that's not. Okay, once removed, I guess. So he was the former coach at Houston before he went to Texas A&M and now Arizona. Major Applewhite. So I guess Major Applewhite did not coach under him. He actually coached under Tom Herman. Is the head coach there now, but that's his former school, at least I should say. Is that at Houston? So interesting score there. Arizona, the Fighting Rich Rodriguez is now losing. Cam, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna let you hold that down for me for a couple moments. Got to go downstairs really quick, and then we'll be back.
They're gonna miss you. I hope you know that.
I'm gonna pull the game up on my screen. I'm gonna tweet some people as I'm going down.
Don't worry, guys. I'll hold it down when James is gone.
All right, I'm gonna type something.
Don't worry, Bobby. Lena is here.
Still here, guys.
By the way, Bobby's been wondering for a while your favorite Michigan football player of all time, James. Let's give Bobby what he wants.
That's Woodson, and then Braylon Edwards is the second, close second.
There you go. I'll go Mike Hart on that one, Bobby. That's my vote. Lena, feel free.
Woodson?
Can't go wrong with Woodson.
Can't go wrong with Woodson, exactly.
All right, I'll be back.
All right, I'm alone, ladies and gentlemen. Cam Rogers coming at you.
It's the Cam Rogers show now.
I'm going to die alone anyway. It's okay. Any ladies on Tinder, be sure to swipe right on me if you're in the Dallas area. All right, well, what are you drinking right now, guys? Be sure to type away. Let me know what you think. Is it juice? Is it water?
What are you drinking right now, Cam?
I'm actually drinking Everclear. Do you know what Everclear is?
I do know what Everclear is. You use it to make apple pie moonshine. Apple pie moonshine. At least we did back at my days in Oregon.
Really?
Yeah. You guys, while we're talking about it.
Rob says Starbucks coffee. He's right.
Yep, black coffee all the way. I remember one time, Cam, I walked into work and he's like, Lana, can you taste this for me to see if they put sugar in it?
So, folks, I am no sugar added. I like to do a 24/7, 365 cutting season type of diet. So, no sugar for me, folks.
It cracked me up, and I was so worried. He was like, I'm like, what am I tasting this for?
Well, I was like
poison?
paranoid. Because what they do is, even when you order black coffee at Starbucks, you guys know this? You order black coffee, they still sweeten it.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
You have to specify unsweetened.
I have to say it every time. It's
Every
so
single
annoying.
same, because I don't like my coffee very sweet either.
Right.
So what are you guys drinking? Let us know. If it's coffee, what's your favorite kind of coffee?
Brian
Go-to
says, no
coffee
sugar,
shop?
are you communist? No, actually, I'm very much a capitalistic guy. So thanks for that question, though. I don't know. It's just kind of a lifestyle choice. Like, to be on air, you got to be, you know, fit and all that good stuff. So
Camera adds 10 pounds, right?
Yeah, exactly. So Ray asking, do you think Miami could upset Tennessee on Sunday?
Wait, Miami?
Talking about NFL here. Bray,
Oh,
a
okay. I
Dolphins
was
fan,
like,
of course.
whoa, I don't think the Hurricanes beating the Vols
I
would
know.
be
I
an
was like, for a
upset.
second there, wait a minute, tomorrow's NFL. So, first and 10 situation, negative yardage there for WMU. To answer your question, Bray, absolutely, I think Miami could pull off the upset. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. We don't really know what to expect out of the Dolphins this season, but I guess in a way, the same can be said about the Tennessee Titans, right? New head coach, new offensive coordinator there, Matt LaFleur, a lot of unknowns. So, the Miami-Tennessee game tomorrow, one of the more coin flippy, if you will, type of games. I think it could go either way. Appreciate that question, though.
All right, Michigan up 28-0. Now, Cam, we kind of talked about it last week, and I said there's no such thing as moral victories. And while this definitely would be a W on the board if Michigan continues to pull this off, are you still impressed with the fact it's Western Michigan? I mean, isn't this what any
This is supposed to be happening. Like,
exactly.
This is status quo right now
Exactly.
of college football. You know, a Big Ten team beating up on a MAC team, particularly a ranked Big Ten team in Michigan right now. Obviously, coming off of that Notre Dame loss, this whole week was kind of a cloud of negativity, if you will. So to see this happening right now, the run game by Michigan, in spite at times the lack of run blocking from that offensive line, it's encouraging, but still, I need to see better continuity with the offensive line right now the rest of the way here, particularly at the tackle position. You guys know how that goes.
Well,
And
for me, I'm looking at Shea Patterson still, right?
Yep.
I mean, all eyes on Patterson. And while his showing wasn't the best last week, do you think he's redeeming himself in any way this game, or is he just kind of okay? Because that's kind of what I'm leaning on right now,
I
Cam,
think
is
the
I'm not being blown away by Shea right now.
I think the jury's still out. I think we still need to see more from Shea Patterson in this game here, as well, Michigan hasn't really needed to throw the football that much.
Right.
So that is the big key there, as we have the Michigan football insider, James
He
Yoder,
returns.
back with us here, breaking down Shea Patterson right now. James, I've been saying that not necessarily needed because the run game is working so well.
Yeah, but this is like, you gotta have downfield passing, Cam, and for the most part, they have not had that. Where did my phone? Did I leave it over there when I came in?
Part of
Anybody?
your celebration process was throwing your phone, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Lena, is my phone right there? Is that me right there? Here, hand it over to me if you can, Taylor. Just left hand. We will be good to
I'm
go.
literally typing out a
Thank
comment
you.
right now. What are you guys drinking? It's going up on YouTube Live, so let me know
What
you're
are
drinking.
you
Bobby is drinking water. I appreciate that. Little H2O because it's cutting season, of course, folks. So cheers to you, Bobs. By the way, yes, I am from New Hampshire, Nashua, New Hampshire. I know all about Keene. I know a lot of friends who went to Keene State University. So there you go. 4th and 1 here for
Fourth and
Western
one,
Michigan.
midfield. Oh, they're trying to make him jump, Cam. A handoff.
They're going.
Oh,
Quarterback Wasink.
Woo! He
Ooh,
got it.
that's
He got it.
Very close. The
nine-
spot is saying no. He didn't get it.
Depends on where they put his knee when he went down. Is that Aiden Hutchinson, friend of the program, friend of the company?
Very
Aiden
well could
Hutchinson,
be.
true freshman in there at defensive end, Cam, on the chase on the quarterback. Little read option takes it to the left side, and it looks like they are going to get that first down.
So, James, I was asking Cam about this when you stepped out for
Lee
a
Hudson
second.
as well.
So Michigan's up 28-0. Obviously, you're pretty stoked, but are you all that impressed with the fact it's versus a Western Michigan team?
Well, this is, I guess, in line with expectations. I think I'd be a little happier had it been a bit more mix of run and pass. Because, like, okay, great, you can run against crappy teams, but for the most part, you know, they have not shown the ability to have a consistent downfield passing game to the wide receivers now in 6 quarters of action. So that's what's most concerning. But this is the best case scenario at this point because you're trending to be up 35, 37, 38 points at halftime if you get another score or two, or gosh, I mean, as many as 40. There's still half the second quarter left, and they've got the ball. They did not get the first down. Is that what they end up saying, Cam? Looks like.
Yeah, I mean, the spot was pretty darn bad, James. So turnover on downs, Michigan's possession here. Pretty clean game overall, though. Not a lot of penalties.
A lot of penalties. Let's see what we get out of lowercase J, John Runyon.
Play
Actually
action
hold
here
the
for
block.
Shea. He wants
He's
it
going
deep, James. What do we
Touchdown!
got?
Woo! Wait, wide receiver. Who is that? Number 4, Nico Collins breaks the streak. The streak is broken.
Congrats.
The streak is broken.
It's over.
The streak is broken. Michigan scored a touchdown to a wide receiver, Nico Collins, out of Alabama. First touchdown, Cam, in 364 days. Getting rid of one of the great records of futility in sports history, as far as I've known it. Yoder had it weeks ago.
You did.
All right. Nico Collins out of the slot position.
Looks like
fakes outside.
James, is this zone coverage?
Zone coverage.
Just
He
breaks.
kind of twists outside. Bad pass by Shea. He underthrew him by 5 yards. Nico Collins had to
Now you're
stop at the 2-yard line, turn around completely and catch the ball. He should have caught that in stride, but some downfield passing for the Michigan Wolverines. Let's get a scoring drive up there. So we'll talk about the scoring drive here in a second, folks. But the scoring play, touchdown Michigan, Nico Collins on a deep pass from Shea Patterson. And the Michigan offense is humming. Now they have done it, Cam. Now they have done it all. And I am satisfied. 7 of 8 for Shea Patterson on the day. 97 yards. And those 2 touchdowns, 1 to obviously a tight end, and now of course 1 finally, Cam, finally to a wide receiver. There is a scoring touchdown. That was a 44-yard touchdown pass, Cam, on the first play of the drive. So 1 play, 1 pass, 44 yards. Shea Patterson.
That'll be a fun summary to type
Nico
up.
Collins. That should be an easy one to get out there. So there we are, Cam. 6 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second quarter. Michigan is up 35-0. My under of 56.5 is looking not very good right now. Michigan themselves are on pace to score about 85 points at this point. So not looking good. Defense is shutting them out. Offense dropping 35, and they've got to feel good about that. So we're at commercial break. Let's get a question to toss up on screen after we show the scoring drive. Let's take a look. What should we ask? Or how's the Facebook comments, Lane? Anything from there we can toss in from people?
Take a look.
Typing up that summary live right now. Nico Collins.
Interesting play call there.
All right, drive summary ready to rock here. Not much of a summary because it's literally 1 play, but starting at the Western Michigan 49, got to toss in that.
Yeah, got a 5-yard penalty, so he got him to the 44, Cam, and then a 44-yard touchdown pass from Shea Patterson to Nico Collins. Lena, while we're on commercial break, touchdown Michigan, 35-0 Wolverines over Western Michigan. What do we got in the Facebook comments? Want to scroll through some of these? Do you want to see what the people are saying? Do you think the Lions are going to do good? Cam, you're the NFL predictor. What do you think about the Lions this year?
I appreciate that question there, Nicholas. Are you okay, so he's talking about the year as a whole. Well, here's the deal. I actually think Detroit finishes last in the NFC North. I think there's a lot of talent there with Chicago. Obviously, Minnesota, I think, becomes the number 1 seed in the NFC. Green Bay is going to be pretty good as well. Detroit's a good team. It's a really deep division. So I think Detroit finishes last. They win Monday night against the Jets, handedly, might I add. But other than that, I don't think it's going to be a playoff campaign, Nicholas. Hate to give you that. All right, Travis chiming in, one of your big fans, James. The jury is still out, using my phrase, by the way, on the offensive line. We don't need to see them run block. We need to see them give Shea some time to make a play down the field. Well, he just did that. Nico Collins, plenty of time on the play action. See, when you run the football well, the play action creates pass protection.
It was funny enough, a fake handoff to the wrong side. He faked handoff to the left, and Higdon went to the right, which is kind of amusing to say the least. And then you went deep to Collins, who was lined up kind of in that slot position, Cam.
Yeah.
Nico Collins, the sophomore out of the state of Alabama. Auburn, Alabama didn't offer him scholarships. He's committed to Michigan as part of that big wide receiver class of 5 wide receivers in the 2017 class. Obviously, Brad Hawkins, who got a lot of play last week at safety after Metellus got kicked out of the game, switched positions. But nevertheless, Michigan up 35-0. Western with the ball back now. Run up the middle for about 5 yards. Cam, Chase Winovich seen, but Brian Monet in on the tackle. Josh Ross in there. We've got who is 50? Who's 50 in defense? Did I not know these numbers as well as I should? Bring that one up because that's a number that just doesn't pop off to my memory off the top of my head. Oh, Dwumfor, of course. Okay. No good by me. At 2nd and 5, shotgun formation, handoff, 3.5 yards, Cam. We're looking at a 3rd and about 1.5 yards.
If you're Tim Lester, the head coach of Western Michigan right now, what are you thinking to yourself? Are you running the football still, honestly? I mean, it's 35-0.
So they gave it, they called it 3rd and 2 from the, 33-yard line. How about Michigan's kicker, the kickoffs? They've all been out of the back of the end zone pretty much today. It's been pretty impressive.
Yeah.
3rd and 2, pistol set. Now we're going to go with a tight end. Show 'em blitz, Michigan. One-on-one coverage to the outside.
In the heat.
No push, but slant pass on the outside coming in. Cam, kind of one of those, 2 yards and ins more than a slant. Estridge, the guy. What are his stats looking like for this game? Where has Michigan done against the man who had 240 yards receiving last week against Syracuse? I'd love to see kind of how they've done against that young man.
1 reception, 10 yards.
Was that his first catch?
That's it.
Is that his first one, or is that his second one?
I don't think it's updated, actually, over here.
Got it.
So probably 2 receptions.
So
whatever.
1st and 10 for Western, 43. We'll see either a false start or some. A lot of finger pointing here. A lot of finger pointing.
What do we got?
Okay, the ref is going to make a call. Second quarter, 5 minutes left. Looks like it's offsides Michigan, which may, where we at, a lot of finger pointing there, so Noah Furbush, the man of the hour with his interception just a little bit ago. So, yeah, we've got Eskridge, 1 catch for 10 yards, Cam. I think that was his only catch. I don't know if I had saw him prior to that, and it looks like the stats are updated. So, 1 catch for him for 10 yards after his big 240-yard performance last week against Syracuse. Western Michigan quarterback John Wassink, 7 of 15 for 50 yards, averaging 3.5 yards per pass. Pass over the middle, though, in between 2 players. Devin Bush, is that an intercepted, Cam? Is that Tyree Cannell with a crazy interception? He thinks it's an interception. He thinks he got it. He had the ball. Is that an interception? Let's see this again.
Plenty of time in the pocket there.
So the guy that definitely caught it. So the guy was down, wasn't he? The ball came out after the knees,
contact,
hit the ground,
knee,
and Cannell got the ball there at the end. So
got a question from Bray on YouTube Live. Getting a lot of questions, actually. We'll make sure to get to you guys here. James, Bray wants to know if Western Michigan's going to score in this game.
Yeah, I think they'll score.
Okay.
I think they'll score. So Michigan's going to start rotating in a lot of young guys here. Western Michigan probably will not until later in the game. All right, so where do we want to put these? We could toss this. We could toss these in somewhere. How about this guy, Cam? Let's toss this one in. I think this is a funny. Where do we want to put those, Lena?
Go ahead and slack that to me. I'll toss it in for you.
Okay. So how about this guy? Oops, I need a little gap between ends. Do we need the photos for him, or we just want to do something else?
Yeah, get the URL of his avatar and then send that to me.
All right. What is that? So this guy saying, okay, we'll toss in a second, but here's what's going to happen, Cam. Michigan fans, based off last week, were down in the dumps, ready to burn the program down, ready to fire Jim Harbaugh, at least half of them, and certainly they thought that Michigan should have been better prepared for that game, should have gone into that game against Notre Dame with a better offensive game plan, which we're seeing now against a rudimentary Western Michigan team that doesn't have nearly the talent. I doubt there's a single player on this team that Michigan offered a scholarship to, right, if you kind of think about it in that perspective. So as such, Michigan fans now will be on cloud 9 for the next week, or at least of some nature, thinking a lot better about the program, thinking the offense can do anything in the future when they play better teams, Michigan State, Wisconsin, Penn State, and then you get stuff like this. Coming in from YouTube, watching us on YouTube, Michigan will run the table from this point and finish the year by beating Alabama for the national title. Go Blue!
Easy,
Go Blue!
easy. James, come on.
Yeah, this is a little ridiculous. They've got 6 losable games here, Cam, against Northwestern, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan State, Ohio State. That is a tough sled to think you could win those games, and that's why the Notre Dame game, Cam, was so vital, so important for them to win, because if you win that game, you feel good, but you've just got one less losable game, right? So you just don't want to have more losable games. You want to get past those without losing, and kind of limit your limit your potential losses. They could have a 6-loss season here at this point. There's a lot of games they can lose here.
For sure.
There's still 6 losable games on the schedule. Clearly, they will win some of those, but if you think they're going to go 4-0 against Wisconsin, Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan State, I think you're drinking some spiked Michigan Kool-Aid, and that is not spiked with anything other than vodka. Let's see what we got here. There's no way they overturn this. This is not a turnover. So passing complete, though, so not a first down.
Yep.
So Western Michigan will have to complete another play. Will not get the first down on that one. So
tossing in a comment from David on YouTube Live here. David really wants to see the answer to this. So David, I got you covered, buddy. 1 second, we'll get that up for you.
What's David asking, Cam? Let me prepare for
Is
this
the Michigan line the worst in the Big Ten, James?
Let's see what Rutgers does against Ohio State today.
That's a good point.
Let's see what Illinois does the next couple weeks. But as far as the big schools, the top half, the top 6 or 7 teams, oh yeah, they're the worst. They're the worst by a big margin. They couldn't hold a candle to Ohio State's, to Penn State's, to Wisconsin's offensive line. Nebraska will probably have a better offensive line than Michigan this year. Michigan State absolutely does. So I think there's no question about it that they have the worst of any team with a pulse. Western Michigan, Cam stopped on. Didn't see what down distance it was after that reversal, but Khalid Hudson in on a play again, and so that was second down. So now it's going to be 3rd and 5, and can Michigan shut them down? Let's kind of take a look at where Western Michigan is on 3rd down.
So is this the phase in the game where you're just kind of chilling at this point? I mean, you know you're going to win.
You want to see that they do something that is going to give you hope that last week was more Notre Dame is better than we thought and less of Michigan just sucks, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking for right here. So 3rd and 5, shotgun set, 3 wide and a tight end. Western's going to throw it out to the outside, and they're going to be stopped in the backfield. David Long, the junior quarterback out of the state of California. I'm sorry, I said Lavert Hill out of the state of Michigan. 22-24, flipping my mind a little bit. But nevertheless, big-time stop for Michigan there. They're going to get the ball back with 4 minutes left, 3:59 left after Lavert Hill with a drop for a loss and a swing pass to the left side to the running back. He came out of a cannon, Cam, to make that tackle, tacking him up around the neck, which is tough to see. Bellamy goes down. He just throws him to the ground, Cam, and so Michigan gets the ball back. Can Shea Patterson do it again before halftime? Can they score another touchdown, go into this half up 42-0? And I think that would be a good sign for the University of Michigan.
David, you're now famous, by the way. There's your question up on air.
Nice. So. Is Michigan the worst Big Ten?
You already kind of talked about it.
They probably are. David, good question. But no at the Big Ten. Rutgers, Illinois, maybe. But, Cam, I think there's teams like Northwestern and Maryland that have better offensive lines than Michigan. Absolutely.
Keep hitting us up with those questions. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. The Michigan Football Insider himself, James Yoder, will be happy to answer.
Michigan has actually done better, good on 4th down. Western is only 4 of 10 on 3rd down conversion. I'm sorry. Michigan 276 total yards in the game. Western Michigan 91. We should get those stats ready for halftime to kind of review that stuff. Peoples-Jones fumbles the punt, Cam, but he picks it up. It was kind of one of these punts that hits the ground and bobbles a little bit. He tried to pick it up in traffic, fumbled it, picked it up himself, and they will retain the ball. So Michigan 276, no turnovers. Michigan, let's see what the time of possession. Western 13 minutes, Michigan just under 10. Michigan 10 first downs, Western 8. and Western Michigan with that 1 turnover. Shea Patterson, 7 of 8 for 97, Cam, and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Western's Wasink, it's a tough name to say, 7 of 16, 50 yards, and 1 interception. Bellamy, 6 carries, 39. Reed, their tight end, their wide receiver, 2 catches, 17 yards. They have completely shut down the Western Michigan super wide receiver who had 240 yards last week. So that is good to see that they have not been able to put the ball in his hands and exploit the Michigan defense.
You know what? Super reveal suits.
I'm going to pull it out, Cam.
Break it out, my
I'm going to
man.
put this down. I'm going to show these people.
Am I going to have to pull a Ryan Seacrest, ask who you're wearing?
Who you wearing?
Red
Who you
carpet?
wearing? It's Yves Saint Laurent. It's Givenchy. No. This is reveal. They're about to become the place to go for suits. Inside this coat is Michigan. I wear it, and they paying me for it, but I'd wear it even if they didn't. This thing is the bomb, Cam. I love this coat. It has changed my life in so many ways you have no idea.
We need a Maryland suit.
I walk down the street with confidence like you couldn't believe wearing this suit coat. I get Go Blues left and right, even in the state of Texas. I'm going to hold this bad boy up. Can we see it on screen? Is that reveal suits. You kind of put your cell phone in your inside pocket, put your wallet, and people are like, whoa, what's that coat? Are you a Michigan fan? Are you Jim Harbaugh's brother? What kind of coat is that? Where'd you get that?
Yoder
and
2020.
You can only get it there. Inside, you got the block M's on the inside. You kind of grow that. Look at that. Block M on the inside, Cam. This thing is amazing. Reveal suits, Cam. You've got less than 72 hours till the end of the day on Monday the 10th. You have to order this suit, and you get $100 off. It's $100 coming out of our pocket straight to you. Just email them info@reveal suits. Say, I want the Michigan football jacket that I saw on Facebook Live, YouTube, Twitter. Where do I get it? They will send you a way to order in this special pre-release $100 off. There's only one place in the world, Camp. You can get it. It's right here at Chat Sports, the Michigan Football Report live watch party. 35-0. Michigan's up. 3 minutes left in the half after a Donovan Peoples-Jones bobbled punt return, Cam. And with that being said, Michigan will have the ball one more opportunity. I expect them to keep Shea Patterson in the game. I expect Shea Patterson to have all the tools in his disposal to lead a touchdown drive with all the starters here if we can get there. So that is where we're at. While we're waiting for come back from commercial break, what's the world of football? I'm going to check the Chat Sports iPhone app, Cam, kind of what we're talking about around the world of
Scores
football.
across the country right now.
TCU facing Ohio State next week.
Watch out. Mississippi State up 17-3 on Kansas State there, James. 10-7, Wisconsin over New Mexico at half.
Oof, man, my bets are looking disastrous. So Kansas State down 14. I'm getting 8 there. Michigan Western over under. Got a handoff left side. Karan Higdon fights off a few tacklers, gets 1 yard. UCLA up 7-0 on Oklahoma.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Chip Kelly
I'm
influence.
looking at 0-3 in the early day if these trends continue. I'm going to pull up the stats on that one. Who's in set? So, very interesting to Michigan fans. You'll like this one. Wilton Spate did not get the start, hurt. The quarterback that Michigan targeted in this class, they ultimately went with Joe Milton. Top 300 player of the state of Florida. Big guy, Cam, 6'5", like 240 pounds. He may have trimmed down since he's been on Michigan early enrollee. But the number one player after a fake end around, handoff up the middle to Karan Higdon. Michigan's going to be looking at 3rd down and about 4 here. Dorian Thompson-Robinson from probably the best high school football program in America, Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. He sat the bench for 3 years, played wide receiver and some other positions under Tate Martell, who's a sophomore quarterback at Ohio State, redshirt freshman, backup quarterback, one of the great quarterbacks, undefeated in high school history. Thompson-Robinson chose UCLA over Michigan with their former head coach, stuck with him when Chip Kelly got the job. He was Harbaugh's #1 recruit for this freshman class, and he is the starting quarterback now for UCLA, up 7-0 on the road at Oklahoma, a top 10 Oklahoma team coming off a playoff, replacing a Heisman Trophy winner and one of the great quarterbacks in college football history in Baker Mayfield. Nice play by Shea Patterson, rolling out of the pocket, avoiding the rush, bad offensive line play, and hitting Peoples-Jones, rolling into his right side. Peoples-Jones right there.
Bad offensive line play,
yeah.
just like that these days.
Little John on the left side, not the rapper. The bad offensive lineman did not get anything going.
No
Chris
blocking
Evans
there,
on
James.
a wide handoff to the left side, Cam.
It's
and
quite
he
clear
loses about 2
Michigan's
yards.
content to head on to the locker room at this point.
This sucks, right? What is this? Come on, Harbaugh.
Minute 30.
Oh, they're hurrying up here. They're hurrying up.
They're muddling
Second
right
11,
now. That's what they're
second
doing.
and 11. So Dorian Thompson-Robinson for UCLA. Oh, Oklahoma scores. So touchdown Oklahoma, and that will be a Rodney Anderson 3 yards.
Bray just commented on YouTube Live, we need some dirty jokes on this show. Where's Mitch at? Mitch is sniffling at home right now, Bray. He's got a little sickness going on, so I'm afraid to go back home.
Sean McCune about 6 yards. We're going to be facing a 3rd and 5 with 58 seconds left. The clock is moving, Cam. Looks like they hurried up, but still, like, this is what I'm wondering. Are they hurrying up and just can't do it like against Notre Dame last week? Or are they content to go to they're just going to run the clock out
I hope
here?
it's the latter, right?
I hope it's the latter, but they're still in shotgun. They didn't huddle, but it's still taking him 35 seconds of clock time. He caught that ball with about 1:10. It's 38 seconds left. We're
35.
35 seconds before you get snaps off, Cam. That's ridiculous.
Play action
hurrying
for
up.
Shea going against the grain on this play, and that
Shea
was
just Shea just throws it out of bounds, getting
mad.
rushed. He kind of gave a come on, man, to one of those. So Michigan's going to punt, Cam. They're going to the locker room up 35-0, and you got to be happy if you're a Michigan football fan watching this with Chat Sports, the live stream of our reactions. We got this show is built for YouTube, Cam.
Yeah.
And it really is fun to kind of talk to people. I'm going to get deeper into these YouTube comments. We've got a few hundred watching on YouTube. We've got a few people watching on Facebook. What's that one at now? It's dropped down, well below 50. So we got to get that one back up. My Twitter was crushing for a while, but I think Twitter and Facebook, as he catches the punt inside the 5,
short
and
return
get
there,
tackled by about the 12-yard line. Facebook and Twitter don't have longevity with these long shows because what happens, Cam, is their algorithms are built to show you fresh, new, what just happened, right? And so with that being said, Shea Patterson 9 of 11
Very
for 117 and 2 touchdowns this first half, as they're showing on the screen, is these longer shows, they just kind of stop showing them to people in their feeds after a while. But YouTube, they prioritize quality, Cam, and that's where this show is being shown on YouTube Live, the Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/Chat Sports. You see the stat leaders there, Cam. Shea with 117 passing, 2 touchdowns, his first 2 touchdowns as a Michigan Wolverine. Nico Collins, 1 catch, 44 yards, and that touchdown. And then Karan Higdon, 156 yards rushing in the first half. That can't be right. Isn't it right, Cam?
Oh, it's right.
Yards for Karan Higdon. That's a big number for him. Coming off a subpar performance rushing. I mean, he played okay, but he certainly didn't get anywhere near 100 yards against Notre Dame last week in South Bend. We've got a new we got Facebook.com/Chat Wolverines, our Facebook channel, as we go to halftime. Western
halftime
Michigan
officially
gets the ball. They run a couple plays, and now we will go to halftime. 35-0 Michigan. Let's prepare one of those stat graphics, Cam, both on the team and the player side. Maybe Nico Collins, Shea Patterson, Rashawn.
I got Higdon going right now.
Karan Higdon. That is one we definitely want to show. End of the first half, Cam. And Michigan is up 35-0. They are covering that spread. I'm going to take us through as we're seeing the scores go through on the left side. I'm going to kind of take a look around the country, give people some
what's
updates.
the deal, James?
So Mississippi State now up 17-3, a minute 30 left in the first half there. Oklahoma, UCLA tied at 7. 7 minutes to go in the first quarter out of the Big 12. Switch it over to top 25 action, Cam. We've got, of course, Michigan up 35-0. Wisconsin regained the lead 10-7, just started the third quarter. And those are the only top 25 games going on around the country right now, Cam. We switch over to the Big 10. Duke up 21-7 on Northwestern. Purdue up 12-10 on Eastern Michigan. Both those games at half. I already mentioned the Wisconsin game there. Ohio State plays at 3:30 Eastern, hosting Rutgers. Colorado, Nebraska play same time. A little Big 8 rivalry renewed. Iowa State will face each other. We'll get Taylor Mathis to get a prediction for us later in that game. Your Terps,
the pride of Iowa.
Your Terps on the road in Bowling Green, huh?
I know, what the heck?
Interesting. Big if true. They can't fill home stadiums. Interesting, Cam.
They can't, trust me.
Virginia, Indiana. Fresno State headed to Minnesota tonight. Pitt and Penn State, a nice game, a little inter-state rivalry for those two teams in Pittsburgh. And then Michigan State head out tonight, way late game, 9:45 Eastern. Michigan State will play at the Fighting Herm Edwards Arizona State Sun Devils in Tempe. Interested to see what you get out of both those teams throughout that game tonight. I'm gonna stay up late and watch that bad boy. So thoughts on the offensive line. Your thoughts, Cam? Bad or good enough? I'll give my my thoughts first on it.
Feel free to talk away.
I guess I'll go good enough, but I don't know if there's much I can take away from that first half, given it is Western Michigan. Now, Western Michigan did score 40-plus points against Syracuse last week, but they gave up over 50. So you'd expect Michigan's offense to do quite a bit against a Western Michigan defense that gave up 50-plus against Syracuse. So I don't know. I think we should put a type 3. It's like, who the hell knows?
Yeah,
you still got Little John running in there, and you have not shown really the ability outside of 1 or 2 plays to have a consistent downfield passing game. So I think this is more like we're playing the JV team, and we're expected to score touchdowns. So I guess I'm going NA. You're not going to know until you face Nebraska in 2 weeks, Cam. Is basically what I'm saying. Maybe it's 3 weeks from now, but 2 weeks from now. And so with that being said, yeah. So Cam, what are you eating for lunch today? I am going to order us a pizza, I think. Yeah, that'll be the easiest to go. Unless, Lena, got pizza, or do we want to do Press Box Grill? Taylor, you need some food? Pizza or Press Box Grill, wings and burgers?
I think I'm going to go for a water popsicle, actually. What do you guys think about
water popsicle?
Yeah.
Lib, snowflake.
Lib, loser.
Yeah, so, all right. So do we want to keep it going? We want to take a quick break and regain the action, Cam. What are you thinking? How are you feeling?
We can take a quick break, get some water, reset, recoup.
Water, yeah, I mean alcoholic water, aka beer. Keep it going, folks. We'll take a quick break. We'll kind of prep up the game stats. We'll keep that in there. We'll take about a 5-minute break or so. We'll be back in a few moments. Stick with us. We will be here throughout the entire game. We're going to come back, Cam.
Live stream of our reactions.
Yeah, live stream of the Michigan football versus Western Michigan reactions of James and Cam. We might have a special guest in the second half, potentially, and then we are going to be eating pizza on air. You don't want to miss that. First time it'll ever be videoed on air eating, Cam, so you've got to stick around for that. Let us know what you're drinking. Let us know what you're eating, and we will be back here in just a bit with more of Michigan football versus Western Michigan live reactions from James and Cam.
Don't touch that dial. Welcome back to the Michigan Football Watch Party. Cam Rogers with you, special guest alongside Taylor Mathis, and of course the Michigan Football Insider, James Yoder. Taylor, welcome to the broadcast. How you doing? You just arrived like a few hours ago.
Just got out of the rain. I'm doing good, though. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, yeah. It's been kind of gloomy outside, James, but certainly not in here, and it's certainly not at Ann Arbor in Michigan Stadium.
Well, it's surprising they're letting us use Schembechler Hall to broadcast the show, Cam. As you see in the background, we're there, of course. But Taylor, welcome in. Iowa grad, worked in Nebraska covering football, high school, college football. What is the take from someone, Chicago sports fan, went to Iowa, worked in Nebraska, so you've been around. You certainly haven't lived in Ohio, but have been around the Big Ten West a little bit. What's the perception of Michigan as a football program? What do people think about Jim Harbaugh amongst your friends, family, and classmates?
I think people that I know for sure saw Jim Harbaugh as a guy that was going to obviously, like everybody else, really change Michigan and bring a positive impact to them. But this being, his fourth year now, I really feel like this year is kind of a do or die type of situation. Sure. He really needs to amp things up and change things around, live up to the expectations and the hype that everybody thought. Michigan, though, being from Illinois and going to school in Iowa, I wouldn't really say they're a direct rival for us in any sort of way. I'm personally an Ohio State hater, not a big fan of Ohio State.
Michigan fans can get on board with that.
Yeah,
sure.
And I would say probably the other big rival for us, there's kind of been a new thing with Nebraska entering the Big Ten. Nebraska and Iowa have a big rivalry, so going to Iowa and then working for the Huskers for a while, that was an interesting dynamic for me. Certainly, when they played each other, gosh, I want to say it was 2 years ago when Iowa went undefeated in the regular season. I worked that game as a Nebraska reporter, but secretly on the sidelines, I was cheering for the Hawkeyes. Right? I was. Under my breath, of course, but
low-key, as
yes,
they say.
Of course, low-key.
That's good.
But, I'm definitely a Hawkeye at heart. I always cheer for my Hawkeyes.
Well, we welcome you here to the Michigan Football Report. The start of the second half. Western is going to go for it, Cam. It looks like they 3rd down and 7. The quarterback scramble, slid a yard short. He got it with the slide, but of course in college we know you are down the first time you touch the ground. So 4th and 1. They're going to go for it just inside the 50.
Wow.
And
early timeout.
And we will go from there. So, Taylor, Ohio State hater, people will like you for that. Where can they find you on the internet?
Couple of places. Instagram is kind of my main social media platform, which is at Shy Sports Chick. I'm a big Chicago sports fan, minus football. I'm a Cowboys fan, which is kind of random.
So you're all over the map.
All over the map. My dad's from Iowa, so he grew up a Cowboys fan, watching them on TV all the time. Raised me a Cowboys fan.
Fair.
And then Twitter, it is at TMath11792. And those are pretty much my 2 social media handles.
Are those random numbers, by the way, or do those have
That's my
significance?
birthday. It has significance.
Want to figure that out there.
Those are how many passing yards she had in high school.
Yeah, of course.
All right, so Lena, give me your orders, and because this is authentic, we're not bringing you fluff and pomp and circumstance by the blog boys. Unfiltered. I'm ordering us lunch while on air, Cam. You can believe me that I'm ordering us lunch.
Unbelievable stuff right there.
Yeah. Okay, so I got Taylor's order. Need Lena's order behind the mic, and then I can make mine. So maybe we should ask Cam. Cam, ask the people, what are they eating? What are you guys eating? Let us know in comments below.
Folks, any dry salads out there? Talking about little grilled chicken with no dressing needed. That's what alphas do for lunch. Let me know what you guys are eating. By the way, Bray in the comments section. Hey, Cam, did you eat sugar as a kid? Yes, I did. That was my tubby era back in late elementary school, kids. That's when I was eating glazed donuts. I was getting Wendy's after baseball practice. But now I am a well-tooled machine, about $155 right now, standing 5'9", 5'10", with the proper hamstring stretches. So I'm in pristine condition there, Bray. Appreciate that.
Cam, do we have any stats in the first half, the team stats and things we want to talk about? I think that'd be interesting to look at while we're at commercial break as Western Michigan prepares to go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, let's take a look at these first half stats here, James. First with Michigan, 301 yards of total offense in a half alone. They ran the football really well, 184 yards, 11 first downs, and 117 yards there from Shea Patterson. Obviously, a very dominant run game for Michigan, and the passing game was more complementary in that first half. It'll be interesting to see what Michigan's identity is in the second half here. Meanwhile, for Western Michigan, a team that put up a good amount of yards last week against Syracuse, we're under triple digits here, folks. 97 in total, 43 passing from Wasink, 54 rushing yards there on the ground, and then 8 total first downs for Western Michigan. Wasink is still in at quarterback. They still have the starters out in this game, and they're ready to go for it on 4th and 1 here in this situation as Western Michigan is approaching the 50-yard line. They're going for it, and Michigan stops the effort there from Western Michigan. So turnover on downs. The rout continues in Ann Arbor, 35-0 your score here early in the third quarter. So we're talking about an old-fashioned beatdown, Taylor. That's basically what this is.
I honestly would have expected Western Michigan to score by now.
You
At
would
least
think so.
something. I didn't think it was going to be a goose egg, that's for sure.
And you have to wonder if Michigan eventually puts in their second-team players.
Yeah,
And,
and then we'll see.
we'll see a score of some sort at some point in this game. But in terms of the landscape of the Big Ten, of course, you know all about this, Taylor, especially the Big Ten East. It is a tough division when you have Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State.
Yeah.
I know because Maryland plays in that division, and we get crushed because
every year.
there's so much talent. You know what I mean? So
at least you guys had basketball a couple of years back.
yeah, exactly. But now we have this ongoing investigation with DJ Durkin, so.
And look at that. Ordered to-go press
This guy
box
over
grill
here.
for us. That is multitasking. She's like, what is that sound in the background? She didn't actually say that, but we got food. 15 minutes. Someone will get it, Cam. I think I'm going to eat on air. I don't know. I'm keeping authentic.
Do it, you won't.
Yeah, I may do it. Shea Patterson, what do we think about him? Crown Hagen, 161 yards rushing so far in this game, guys. Pretty interesting. Michigan with the ball out of the single back set under center. Handoff left side goes Chris Evans. Yoder called it hours ago. Chris Evans getting it back in there. I told you last night, ladies and gentlemen, Evans, after only 3 carries last week, was going to get minimum 6, hoping for 10 back at part of the offense. I don't know why. He is their most dynamic and versatile playmaker on the offense. Has done it for 3 years in a row. He got almost no action last week against Notre Dame. I could not figure it out why. He gets a big pickup, first down around the left side, breaks a couple tackles. Guys are stiff-arming this year, Cam. It's not something that I've seen Michigan running backs, receivers do.
Physicality, James.
In the recent past. So, again, Shea under center again to start the second half, and it looks like we're going to lose 1 back to Evans. So we'll go from there. Taylor, Iowa State is playing today. Your take on that game?
Oh, I'm very excited for it, first of all, and I'm taking Iowa by at least 14.
Ooh,
That's
some home cooking bias there.
That's my
folks.
prediction. Hey, if you've ever been to Kinnick and in that atmosphere, I don't see the Hawks losing. That's at least my take. And the game's a little bit later tonight, so.
Prime time action.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're a physical team, Iowa. Run the football well. Good offensive line.
Yeah.
Years past.
Last week, we started off a little shaky against NIU. I was a little surprised. Second half, though, things.
Coast.
Yeah, definitely. Changed around.
Wasn't too long ago. Iowa was in the college football playoff. Am I wrong?
No, they're not in the playoffs. They lost to Michigan State when they went defeated in the Wisconsin, Michigan State. Yeah, it was
Yes.
Michigan State in the Big Ten championship.
There
Yep.
it is. Yep. They were on the verge of going
Kicked
to
us
the
out.
playoff.
We went to the Rose Bowl against
right.
Stanford and got killed.
That's right.
Oh, so interesting. Some of the best football. I've had some really good basketball tickets in my game. Set second row for the NBA Finals. Shout out me. And Game 7. But
What up?
I've never really had that great of football. Football tickets don't know what great is sometimes. Shea Patterson out of the shotgun steps up, gets sacked. No, he doesn't get sacked. He throws the ball. That was an amazing play for 2 yards to True Wilson, the walk-on third-string quarterback. Shea Patterson gets sacked, Cam Taylor. Getting sacked, throws it over his head to True Wilson in the backfield. Wilson gets 3 yards. He's kind of out there in the flat. That was a heck of a play by Shea Patterson, I thought.
And look at the replay here.
Obviously didn't get the first down, but that was pretty cool. Gets hit from the right side, throws it, not even over his head, but kind of like one of these. That was pretty interesting. Didn't get it. Michigan will have an opportunity for a long field goal, about 40 yards here. Yep, 40 on the dot. From Quinn Nordine, we're going to get the snap. The kick is up, and it is
And
no good.
James.
Shanks it, Cam, wide left.
Yeah.
That brutal. Quinn Nordine, I was told if you watch the Michigan football reports, I'm the face of Michigan football, as we all know. I told you, Quinn O'Dean having a tough time during fall camp. My source told me he was kicking left-footed just to see if maybe I was, maybe my parents were anti-lefties. They made me a righty. I was really meant to be a lefty.
Rumor
I was
alert.
told he was kicking better left-footed over the last few weeks of camp than right-footed. So as that stands, he misses his first field goal attempt of the night, of the day, I guess the afternoon, in there in Ann Arbor. So we were talking about something. We were talking about Iowa State, Iowa. I interrupted you with the play. Where were we at before we did that?
We were talking about Iowa going to the Rose Bowl, getting
Oh,
credit.
that's right.
TBT, of course.
My wife's company, Capital One, was the sponsor of the Rose Bowl. No one wants to go to these corporate types. Don't want to go to games, so she got tons of tickets. We got the 50-yard line, dead center, 12th yard line, something like that. And by the time I sat down at my seat, Stanford was up 48-0, and Christian McCaffrey had about 200 yards passing and receiving and rushing combined. I have never seen an ass kicking like that in a bowl game in person. That was out of control. It was like kickoff, touchdown, McCaffrey, touchdown, run. I mean, it was insane. That was a phenomenal game. I'm like, well, there you go. So that was quite a game. So, Cam, I have been to 4 Rose Bowls. Snuck into a Rose Bowl one time. You won't believe this one. Me and wife, was girlfriend at the time, and a friend, we paid a guy off $20.
That's it.
It's USC, Penn State, January 1st, 2009. Sneak. He offered it. We weren't looking for this. We were like, hey, man, where's the best place to get tickets? We're trying to buy. We don't want to pay a lot. We don't really care about the game that much. And he's like, he comes back like 10 minutes later. He's like, just stay here. I'll ask around. He's like, y'all want to get in the game? He's like, how much you want to pay? I'm like, by this time it's like 5 minutes into the first quarter. I'm like, $20? The game's already started. What do you mean, man? He's like, all right, cool. Just follow me. Don't say nothing to everybody. And he's like, give me the 20. We gave him $60. We walk into the stadium with this guy. He's an employee of the stadium, and he sits us in handicap kind of seats or whatever that were unoccupied. And he's just like, y'all on your own from here. Boom, $20 into the Rose Bowl. It was amazing.
You know why? Because the James Yoder, the Michigan Football Insider, waltzed up, and that was that.
That was and so my wife the entire time was like, thinks we're going to prison. Like the entire game was a disaster because she's like, I don't like this. I hope she's not watching.
This is illegal.
She was very nervous. She's like, they are going to catch us. Does that guy even work here? How do we get in?
Coming up next on Dateline.
I can't go to the bathroom because they want to see a ticket stub to get back in. I'm like, well, then you got to deal with that. So that is my illegal Rose Bowl story. But I'll tell you what, Cam.
So you're a felon, is what you're saying.
I am a felon. So 4 Rose Bowls, 1 with Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, USC, and then
Didn't
Stanford,
Tavon Austin
Iowa.
set a record that game?
I think Tavon Austin may have set a record while playing for Stanford, according to Harris Rubenstein. Chat Sports'
Could have
own.
sworn.
Yeah. 22-yard line. Iowa will take the ball to after that missed field goal. And there is sack. Rashawn Gary with the sack. Finally, after no stats last week, nothing of consequence. Sack sandwich. Rashawn Gary gets a sack, Cam, for the game for the Michigan Wolverines. And they have not had a ton of sacks. I mean, they've been running a quick running attack this game, Cam, but nevertheless, Rashawn Gary comes around the outside, cuts it in the inside, and takes down the Western Michigan quarterback, Carlo Kemp, putting on pressure for the quarterback there as well. It's going to be 2nd and 14, 4-yard loss on that play. Quick pass to the right side, well defended by Lavert Hill there on the right side. So it's going to be 3rd and 14 coming up for the Western Michigan.
This Adam guy on YouTube Live seems to think that I'm tipsy right now. Adam, I'm actually stone cold sober. I'm drinking H2O, keeping hydrated. That's very important on these college football Saturdays. Another question coming in from Bray asking about an NFL matchup tomorrow. The Steelers and the Browns. Can the Browns win tomorrow? Sure they can. Anything can happen, but I think Pittsburgh wins pretty handedly, even without Le'Veon Bell in that matchup. The Browns should be better this year. Maybe 7-9, 6-10, which is certainly better than 0-16 from 2017. So there you go. Adam, thank you for believing that I'm only drinking water right now. Taylor, favorite drink out there? Alcoholic, of course.
Oh, probably a Coors Light, honestly.
Really?
I'm a simple beer girl for sure.
Coors Light. Okay.
Not really a hard alcohol drinker.
Are you pulling a Donald Trump and placating to your audience? Are you placating
no,
to your audience there?
I'm really not, I swear. I am a beer girl for sure. I like Summer Shandy too, Blue Moon, if I'm going to be a little crazy and adventurous.
Wow,
okay. We got one right here. You were permitted to pull one out right now, Taylor. I might be calling your bluff on that. Lena, what do you think from back there behind the production
Lena's
center?
been quiet. Oh, she can't talk. That's right.
Just
She
give us
took
a
out her
thumbs
mic.
up. Beer or no beer, you think? Oh, you think she's drinking beer? All right. Michigan will receive the punt down to Peoples-Jones. I'm expecting to be catching it. He does. Catches it at the 49.5-yard line of Michigan. They'll have it right around midfield, 35-0 Wolverines. 8:56 in the third quarter. Michigan will have the ball for the second time in the half after their missed field goal on that first one. Cam, Travis Mitchell drinking Dr. Pepper. We're going to toss this one up there. My boy Travis. Travis, I was going to get you wasted last weekend,
Turn
but
up,
we
Travis.
we didn't hang out though, man. I was disappointed. I'll say this: South Bend, Indiana. If you go there, just don't expect your phone to work. We got there at 10:45. From 10:45 to 10:30 p.m. when the game ended Central Time. I don't know what time zone they're in. Whatever it was. I think actually they were in Eastern Time Zone, which kind of threw me off because I started in Chicago and Central. So like a midnight, no cell signal outside of 2-minute spurts all day. It was absolutely absurd. I'm not even talking about during
But
the game.
that's very typical for football.
Not even during the game. I'm talking about 6 hours before the game. I'm talking about at 11 a.m. 11 a.m.
Population density, folks.
Yeah, ridiculous. I just think they're not having cell phones like a champion there in South Bend. So Shea Patterson is when is your guys' pick? Michigan up 35-0 halfway through the third quarter. When do we see somebody else at quarterback? When do we see the backups come in? I personally,
Probably
with
fourth
the
quarter,
challenge
right?
on the offense, think you've got to keep them into the fourth quarter.
Yep.
Try and get up to 50 points before you pull somebody else out. We saw Dylan McCaffrey last week as Michigan's backup quarterback when Shea Patterson got hit and had to come out cramped and some ankle stuff going on there for him. But nevertheless, Shea is healthy today and of course making it happen for the Wolverines up 35-0. So that's where we're at.
James, question from YouTube Live here. Fresno State versus Minnesota. Who wins that game? PJ Fleck, can he get it done?
I mean, Fresno's had a little bit of a resurgence. They were really good at the end of the 90s, first part of the decade of the 2000s, then have a little drop-off. They got the coach's name has escaped me at the point, but it's a name we all know. Got him turned around last year, I believe in his first year, and so that's that. But I think PJ Fleck is a heck of a coach. I think, Cam, you mentioned Iowa State. If it doesn't work out for Harbaugh, which I think it will, Lanny, maybe we toss that how great Jim Harbaugh reaction poll up there, or a reaction on the screen while we're at commercial. Michigan will get the ball back here in just a moment. Want to know what you guys think about Jim Harbaugh's performance as Michigan's head coach there in cell 12. I think that PJ Fleck will be on the very short list, Cam, to be Michigan's next head coach. Should they not, Jim Harbaugh, whether he takes a job, whether he did get fired, although I don't think it would happen this year no matter what happens.
Yep.
Or Iowa State's coach, Matt Campbell, is a coach a
Great
lot of people
coach.
like. Had him do it, humming at Toledo. 2 big upsets last year, Cam. They beat, Oklahoma and somebody else last year, Iowa State did. That was in like the top 5 at the time. I'm just forgetting who the second team was.
trying to think.
I think it was TCU.
I
maybe.
want to say TCU.
Yeah,
for some
the
reason.
top 5, top 8. Little screen pass out here, out to Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's going to get nothing on the play, a gain of 0 as Michigan comes back onto the field. So great, Jim Harbaugh. Let's get it in comments. I see a few coming in some now. Type away. A, B, C, D, E, or F. Does Jim Harbaugh get an F grade from you as Michigan's head football coach? I want to know, Cam. I have given it a C as of now. If I was grading over the past 2 months, basically since mid-November 2016, I would give him like a D- or F because they're 9-9 since they lost to Iowa on the road as the number 2 team in the country. There you go. Chris Evans up the middle, cuts outside
Good
to the
to see
right
him
side.
playing well.
He's got 20 yards, 25, gets about 26, 27 yards. Chris Evans, Yoder called it hours ago, will be the man to go. I didn't see Sam Webster or the junior varsity folks at Rivals making any of these predictions like I did. 6 for 6 in my game predictions.
James, I can't wait to channel my inner Yoder when Des Bryant signs with the Patriots.
All right, we got a question here, Cam. I got to break it in,
let's take a
Cam.
look.
From Matt, coming on Facebook. Is that Shy Sports Chick
That
from
is.
IG?
It
In the
is.
flesh.
Are you following her? Let's get the follows. Maybe we'll toss up after this. We'll toss it up so you guys can follow. Taylor Mathis joining in person, joining us from Arizona, from Scottsdale, out to the Chet Sports Studios in Dallas, Texas. Had to
Nearly didn't make it, James.
overcome a lot.
barely made it, but I'm
Overcame
here.
rain, overcame bad cell phone service at DFW, and a brutal hotel reception. So I actually spoke on the phone with yesterday evening just to make sure what happened didn't happen. Very rude people. Killer, I can trust you this. I'm a big time person on Yelp. This woman will get a terrible review for her
I
service.
think I'm going to give her one,
Five-paragraph
too.
essay right here from
Not
James.
good.
You don't believe it. You sneak a photo of her if you can, and we'll post that on Yelp. Avoid this woman
girl.
at all
Brutal
costs.
service.
Yeah, this girl is terrible. Third quarter, 7:42 left in the game. Michigan up 35-0, and his first and goal inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. We saw them struggle. We saw Michigan have no success inside the 20, inside the 10 last week, outside of that one touchdown drive they got from the offense against Notre Dame last week. Shea Patterson, 3 wide receivers, 2 left, 1 right, a tight end, and a running back. Chris Evans, handoff up the middle. He's going to get about 2, stretches it out to 3 for the Wolverines halfway through the third quarter, trying to make it a 42-0 game. I'd be pretty disappointed, guys, if they don't get this ball in the end zone.
Yeah, Michigan's been just threatening after threatening every single drive they've had in this game here, James. And Shea has just kind of been there. He hasn't been the reason for Michigan's successes, except for that big-time throw to Nico Collins, but a lot of it has been the run game so far in this matchup here, and that seems to be the case the rest of the way because I think Michigan just needs to pound and impose their will here.
Handoff up the middle. Nothing from – they tried to go left to Little John. He didn't have any push, so they cut back to the center. Only got 1 yard for Chris Evans. Looking at third and goal, where we had about 6 yards out. I'll kind of see when they go to the wide shot here. Let's get play predictions. Taylor, what do you think they're going to do? Give me a play prediction from Michigan on this play.
Ooh, I think they're still going to run the ball.
No, they're not going to run the ball.
I don't know.
Third and goal from the 6. Come on. 5. Cam, what do you got?
Maybe fade route,
So
corner of the end zone.
Trips left. I think we're going to see Shea Patterson roll out to his left on this one. Hit one of these guys on kind of a
I hate the
route.
fade, by the way. It's the most
Okay, so
stupid
Shea
route.
staying in the pocket, looking left, throwing fade. Cam got it. Touchdown! Donovan Peoples-Jones!
Touchdown, Michigan.
All right, 41-0, pending 42-0 Michigan Wolverines. Shea Patterson breaking the longest futility streak in NCAA history, according to me, of wide receivers not catching a touchdown. Michigan went 12 mother effing games without scoring a touchdown to a wide receiver. Now you've got a touchdown pass from Nico Collins. Now you've got a touchdown catch from Donovan Peoples-Jones. A nice touchdown pass called by Cam Rogers there. DPJ gets 2 feet in, although he only needed 1 foot in the left corner of the end zone. Extra point is up, and good for Quinn Nordine. Michigan up 42-0, 6:21 left in the third quarter.
Wolverines are rolling, James.
Yeah, let's get Cam when we get a chance. Drive summary, maybe even look at Shea Patterson's stats, as he has been very efficient in this game. Shea Patterson has, I'm going to pull up his stats here for you guys now. He is pretty efficient, but not the yards. 11 of 14
Not
for
a lot,
120. Dink and dunk, and 3 touchdowns not for him. 2 to wide receivers, 1 to a tight end there, that one they stretched in. Higdon, 13, 156. Chris Evans, I said 6 to 10. He's at 9. Yoder called it. 9 for 81, 9 yards. 2 touchdowns for Chris Evans, returning after a futile first week against Notre Dame, at least rushing the ball. Wide receiving leaders, Collins with 1 for 44, touchdown. DPJ 4 of 31 in that touchdown. Sean McCune 2 of 23 and a touchdown. And you've got Gentry, Martin, Ambry Thomas is more of a forward pitch. True Wilson on the over the head, and then Chris Evans with 1 catch for 0 yards. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys have caught a ball from Michigan today on 12 receptions. That is the same amount of guys who caught a ball last week for the Wolverines, and they have 125 yards receiving combined, though Shea Patterson only has – there's 125. So that means Shea has not taken a sack yet. Is that accurate? I think that's accurate.
I haven't seen.
That's
a
pretty
sack.
good. That's actually interesting. Very interesting for Michigan on that one. So talk about the rest of college football throughout the rest of the day today. So a game I am looking at, Clemson heading into Texas A&M tonight. Freshman quarterback Trevor Lawrence got the second quarter and some of the second half last week, 3 touchdown passes. Interest in that one. Southern California and USC and Stanford is one that is probably the biggest game of the week. 2 top 25 teams. USC, Cam and Taylor, is starting a high school senior at quarterback. And how does that happen? This guy reclassified. He was supposed to graduate high school in 2019. had the credits, left high school a year early, should be a high school senior right now, and won the starting job. JT Daniels, one of the great recruits. USC has got a quarterback, a lot of praise. Big-time player. Had he been in this 2019 class, he may have been the number 1 player overall. But since he reclassified for 18, he was top 20, top 25, still a 5-star quarterback. I couldn't imagine being a college quarterback as a freshman in high school, or freshman in college, or senior in high school, freshman, whatever it is. Yeah, he left high school a year early. As we are coming back, Taylor, Iowa State score prediction. Anything you've got in mind on that game?
I don't know if I have an exact score prediction, but like I said, I think Iowa's going to win by at least 14.
At least 14.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right, a little Kinnick Magic. Is that a night game? We said it's a little later tonight.
I think, I believe it is a night game.
It is a tough place to play. They beat Ohio State ass last year, got 55 points on them. They beat Michigan, when Michigan was in the top 3 2 years ago. So they've had multiple years of upsets of top 2, top 3 teams in America. They've got the pink locker rooms. That game is coming up 5 o'clock Eastern. The second half will be under the lights on Fox. This game is on FS1. Let me ask you this. Cam, Taylor, Lena, do you even know if you have FS1 on your cable? Do you get it at your house? Have you ever watched it?
I don't even have cable, so I definitely don't have FS1.
See, I'm a little bit old school. Sometimes, folks, I watch like the 6 o'clock news. I'm like one of those people. Okay. So, yes, I do have FS1.
Okay, but have you ever watched it? Have you ever watched it casually?
Yes.
Not destination. Not like, hey, the game's on, I have to watch it. Have you ever gone, oh, yeah, FS1
okay, no.
sucks?
No,
neither have I, actually.
No.
I never watched it. I don't know why. It's been out for 4 or 5 years now, and they have not found the way into my rotation as a television watcher. I still don't actually turn on ESPN that much either, mostly because I watch Chat Sports and our 40-plus hours of live programming per week. But nevertheless, even on watching old school television, FS1 just hasn't got into my rotation. So a lot of Michigan fans watching us on YouTube, they might not even have the game, and they're joining us here. And we are, what we are, Taylor, here. We are people's friends. You're watching it at home. You're watching your phone while you're at your kid's soccer game. We are your friends to watch the game with. Michigan's about rushing the quarterback. He's going to break out the outside on 2nd down and 3. May have gotten close to a 1st down. Josh Rosh, the redshirt freshman linebacker, brother of James Ross, former Michigan football player, on the tackle there, rushing the quarterback on the outside. He comes up in support on that bad boy. All right, let's take a look at the drive, Cam. What do you got here?
Yeah, it was a solid one at that, starting at the Michigan 49, actually. 6 plays, 51 yards, that touchdown pass to Peoples-Jones. And, James, the streak didn't just end. It really ended, because now we got 2 wide receivers in the end zone here today. So, obviously, that's important stuff.
What the haters will say, Cam.
Haters and losers.
Haters and losers will say as we throw outside 8-yard gain to as a fullback tight end for Western Michigan. 42-0. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. The haters and losers will say, Cam, is that it's a trend. Last year, 2 wide receivers touchdown in the second game against Cincinnati. This year, 2 wide receivers touchdown in the second game. After that, no touchdowns the rest of the season for wide receivers. So can they do it in game 3 next week will be the test. But I'm glad to see Peoples-Jones. I'm glad to see Nico Collins. Shea Patterson having a nice game, Cam.
Very efficient, James. 12 of 15, 125 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, clean pockets throughout the day as well. And usually that's the case when you run the football effectively. Everybody's playing for the run. They're not teeing off on your offensive lineman, if you will. And the Broncos don't have a good pass rush at all, guys. They struggled mightily against Syracuse last week. I expected this week that Shea would be pretty darn clean, and that seems to be the case so far. So if Michigan fans could take anything away from this game, it's okay. Maybe Michigan can pass protect for Shea Patterson, because going forward, we got some pretty good defenses that Michigan is going to be battling against, James. So pass protection will be key.
3rd and 3, a nice little play. Oh, nice stop right there. Who was that? Number 20. Again, I watched the game in person last week, so I wasn't up on all my numbers. Is that Hawkins? I don't even know the answer at this point. I am going to look that up. I think it's Brad Hawkins. Came up on a bootleg pass underneath. Brad Hawkins comes out of nowhere as a safety and crushes the running back on a little bootleg screen, almost, would you call that? And now Western Michigan will have another chance here, but that was a nice play by Brad Hawkins. They will have to punt, and Hawkins is staying in the game as a punt rusher. We'll see what happens here. Michigan's already blocked 1 punt in this game. Not much pressure here. Western's going to get a nice kickoff. and it's going to go out of bounds. Peoples-Jones will catch it right at the out-of-bounds marker. Michigan will have the ball. 3 minutes left. Coming back to increase this. Will we see backup quarterback? Will we see a guy like True Wilson, some backup wide receivers? Although Michigan 2 transfers in fall camp of upperclassmen wide receiver guys.
Yep.
Not really many backups to speak of at this point. Ronnie Bell, the true freshman, the only real wide receiver that hasn't seen action yet for the Wolverines. If they do 3 and 4 wide, that's their entire wide receiver core at this point, with Tariq Black going out, with 2 wide receivers being injured. DeMarco Murray on the call on FS1, the former NFL running back, former Cowboy great. Any DeMarco Murray Cowboys memories you have, Taylor?
Ooh, I mean, I honestly couldn't recall the year when he had the huge year with the Cowboys. Super exciting.
Yeah.
2014. Yeah. I mean, my dad was a huge DeMarco Murray fan and was super upset when the Cowboys got rid of him. But, yeah, I mean, not too many great, exciting memories.
Yeah, he had the year where he led the NFL in rushing. I think is the good one. And I think, of course, they let him go to the in-division rival, the Eagles, after that. And his career kind of just fell apart after that, which is interesting to say. Now, what I am rooting for here, guys, because BetDSI is our sponsor for the Michigan Football Report and the show 2nd and 5. Michigan hurrying up the line in an I formation. We'll see what they do here. I'm actually thinking it's going to be a bootleg. It is. It's a play action. Shea is going to go right side to drop pass by Oliver Martin, but it was kind of a pass that Shea should have thrown it, but nevertheless. But what I am hoping for, what I'm looking for, what I am expecting here, guys, is that Michigan shuts it down in the fourth quarter, still keeps it real on defense, and that I will win my bet on BetDSI that Michigan will, in Western Michigan, will stay below that 56.5 point spread that I gambled on early in the game. 3rd and 5 coming back for Michigan. They are inside. They're at the 36-yard line, whatever it is. And Shea Patterson's taking it on the left side on a quarterback scramble. Get the first down. First time he's showing any scrambling ability for the Wolverines on this one. And Michigan will have a first down with that scramble by Shea Patterson. We are going to, let's take a short break, quick short break. We'll be back at you with a quick moment. Michigan's going to have the ball after that Shea Patterson scramble with a first down, 1st and 10 for the Wolverines inside the Western Michigan 50. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with you. bouncing a lot. Is that? All right, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Taylor and Cam going to, and with that being said, Shea Patterson was sacked, kind of threw the ball and fumbled, but it looks like his knee hit before the ball came out. Really poor decision by Shea to just throw the ball underhand, trying to maybe get an incomplete pass with that. But while we are waiting for them to come back, it's going to be 3rd and 24 for Michigan. Shea Patterson still in the game, 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Should they bench Bushel Beatty? Should they bench Little John Runyon? If you watch my program, which I know you do, the #1 most watched Michigan football program on planet Earth, you know I've been telling you that Runyon and Bushel Beatty haven't been cutting it, that Jalen Mayfield, the wonderful Jalen Mayfield, and James Hudson, the redshirt freshman out of the city of Toledo, were the best options for Michigan at right and left tackle. Shea Patterson, deep pass. Oh, right through the hands of Grant Perry. He's gotten some trouble for those hands in the past. He's getting in more trouble right now, dropping a 30-yard pass on an in route from Shea Patterson deep down the field. Little high from Shea, just a tad high from Shea. Let me see this replay here. Grant Perry should have had that ball. I am sorry, Grant Perry should have had that ball. That is disappointing from him. A senior, a guy who's been here for every single year of Jim Harbaugh's career, who got snaps as a freshman, who got a lot of plays as a sophomore, junior, got in some legal trouble, and as such, Michigan kicks the ball, punts the ball. He will go into the end zone. That was disappointing. Should they bench Juwan Bushel Beatty? Should they bench John Runyon? Don't be blinded by this 42-0 score, ladies and gentlemen. These are guys who couldn't even understand what they were doing against Notre Dame last week. Who had no football IQ, is what I put on Twitter last week, to show that they could prove that they knew that they could lead Michigan to a Big Ten champion. And someone threw me something on Twitter, and I actually want to look this up. And this kind of goes right to this question. Someone put, did John Runyon, I'm looking this play up, I'm on my computer watching it, did he block his own teammate on the long touchdown run? I'm going to get back to that in a second. Should they bench him? I want to hear from you guys. Get the comments in on Facebook. I'm going to pull up some comments here in just a moment while we're waiting for Western Michigan's got the ball now coming back. Bet DSI is where I am playing all of my bets. I am a huge gambler, and I wouldn't be able to wear these $90 polos that Nike overcharged you for unless I was winning with Bet DSI. So go ahead and get started with them today. I pleaded and begged for them to give us the best promo code available on the internet, 120% off. Now, I'll make this offer to anybody. Anybody who signs up through Bet DSI between now and the end of the game, I am going to send, if I get two people to DM me on Twitter that they signed up with a screenshot of their Bet DSI account, I will send one of the two of you a Michigan Maize #1 jersey. That is my offer to you. I've got it right here. This is mine, but I'm going to send you a similar one. DM me on Twitter, chatsports.com/bet. If you sign up and deposit and get that 120% bonus from Bet DSI. We are at commercial break, so want to hear again, put up the Juwan Bushel Beatty and John Runyon graphic. Want to watch this. If you guys will stick with me, I'm going to pull up this play, and I have been critical of Runyon. I think he is a guy who should not have got a scholarship. He is living off his dad's name. His father, a former Michigan All-American, longtime NFL player, and actual U.S. Congressman. I'm going to look at this play, and he did. Juwan Bushel Beatty did block a Michigan player on Karan Higdon's touchdown run. He blocked his own player. I'm sorry, John Runyon blocked his own player on Karan Higdon's long touchdown run. They both started to block the same guy, and then John Runyon blocked Michigan's own football player. I'm going to try and grab a screen grab of this. Lena, we should have this ready to go. This is pretty humorous. It's pretty funny to see that Little John Runyon, would make this kind of play. So that is that. Any good comments coming in on the Facebook stream, Lena? If so, feel free to toss them up on the screen. I want to know from you guys. Love the folks that watch the show. Love the folks that engage with us on Twitter. If you were on Twitter last night, you saw my 6 things to watch for this game, the things I were hearing, the updates on Michigan football, and you would have seen all 6 of them coming true. Chris Evans, Ambry Thomas, the offensive line struggling, yet they're going to stick with the same guys. That is the stuff I told you last night, and all that has come true today. So that is where Michigan football is at going into the fourth quarter here in Ann Arbor. The Wolverines up 42-0. I am going to find one of these. I'm on PowerPoint here, guys. So bear with me a second. I want to pull an arrow out, and I want to point this out where little John Runyon is actually blocking his own player. I don't know what. Someone hit me up on Twitter on this, and thank you very much for doing that. He's like, was Runyon blocking his own Michigan guy? This is going to be the grainiest photo of all time because that was such a wide shot because they came right back from commercial break to this touchdown run, so still on the big wide shot. But Runyon is indeed blocking a Michigan player on a touchdown run, and as such, he needs to be benched, and you're not going to get me to get off of that take until he shows me something that he is not a guy who spends his time on Twitter and not in the Michigan locker room throughout the offseason like I believe he did this year. So, Lena, the photo is in. When it's up, I want to pull this one. It'll be super grainy. It will be barely recognizable because there's a wide shot that I that I screenshotted down. But John Runyon, I put in the Michigan folder in our show folder. I want the people to see this. So see if you can get that one to fit. Super grainy. But John Runyon, Jawan Bushell-Beatty, they are not Big Ten caliber tackles, and as such, they should not be playing. I really think Jalen Mayfield and James Hudson, from everything I've told, were the better players throughout fall camp and deserve to start. So that is that. Michigan takes on, there it is. Okay, it's coming up, folks. It is coming up. We have got it. Michigan will take on Southern Methodist next week from Dallas, Texas. SMU coming up to Ann Arbor. And then after that, they will have Nebraska on September 22nd. Next week's game will be on Big Ten Network. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at this picture. Super grainy, super tough to see. Very difficult to tell. That's a screenshot from a wide angle shown up. Look at the arrow there. That is little John Runyon blocking his fellow offensive lineman. John Runyon, your offensive line blocking is offensive. That I can tell you. You are a disaster. So that is where we're at. John Runyon blocking his own player. Cam, the rumors are true. I screenshotted it down. My food is here. Cam is going to join me back on air here in just a moment. Cam, I'm the guy with the wings and the fries. And if they gave you any ketchup, I'd love to have a little bit of that bad boy too. So Michigan going to get called off sides here. Going to get called off sides. Who was that? Number 6. Brutal. So it's now going to be 3rd and 1 for Western Michigan. I'm going to tweet this picture out, guys. If you are following us on Twitter, follow me on Twitter, you will see it right there. Funny tweets. A.J. Dillon, Boston College, 149 yards, 3 touchdowns today. Michigan's former commitment. 3rd and 1. Quarterback sneak on the draw. They're going to stop him short. Cam is delivering the food for me. So number 6. Let's go off screen here in just a moment, Lena. We'll get Cam back on air, and we will take you home for the rest of this game. So Josh Uche with the stop on 4th down with that one. You see on the screen, Bet DSI is where I take all. And we should keep it there now. Let's move that. We'll make a 3rd one back. Bet DSI is where I make my bets. Promo code GOBLUE, 120% if you use the promo code on your first deposit. Cam, you got your headset? We good? All right, just want to do a 2-man set here. All right. I am going to get back in the saddle. I am going to be. All right.
Hey, Bray's happy that I'm back. Appreciate that, Bray. Somebody loves me.
So I am going to, Cam. I'm going to eat on air.
Yeah, you eat.
What do you think about that?
You do that.
Is that legit?
My eating will be the smell of your food.
Yes, it will be.
The
Okay,
snippet.
we're back.
No caloric intake.
We're back. I've got a big napkin here. Elena and Taylor are also enjoying their food. Cam, I like you. You can't be well into your 30s like I am, a disastrous old man hanging out with you young whippersnappers, and look this terrific unless you watch your diet. But football Saturdays, look, I'm drinking beer. I'm getting some wings. That's what I'm doing.
They smell great.
I said boneless, and they did give me boneless. Do we have any forks in that bag, Taylor?
We do.
If so,
We
toss
do
them.
have table sets. 49ers fan, Cam Rogers, 49ers going to prove you wrong. No, they're not. They're going to lose tomorrow to Minnesota. Way too talented on that defensive side, 49ers fan. I'm sorry. It'd be irresponsible for me to give you false hope by saying the 49ers are going to win tomorrow. They're just not. There's no reality in that. So
Cam, do you know who the winningest quarterback in NFL history is?
Is it Marino?
It's close. Close. But he's not. Not him.
Are we talking? Oh, Montana.
Percentage, not total wins.
Okay, percentage.
Weird commercial break.
Don't
folks,
make
by
me
the way.
say Tom Brady. It's not Tom Brady.
It's not Tom Brady.
Not Manning.
Jimmy Garoppolo, baby, 7-0.
Oh, shut up. You've done this before. Sample size matters, folks.
That's what she said. 7-0, winningest quarterback in NFL history. As I eat, if my crunching is too much, I am not sugarcoating this. I eat during games. I'm eating on air here on our Michigan football watch party live reaction.
It's a good thing I'm here. Somebody has to keep it classy on air. Am I right, folks?
Looking on this, 42-0. Cam, how are we doing on some of those bets I made? What did we bring up the Oklahoma score? Landon to get a chance. The Kansas State score. See where we're at. Maybe some of those Big Ten games as well while we're at commercial break. 107,000 capacity. This is the 280th game straight, Cam. Michigan has had over 100,000 people.
People
in
show
the
out in
stadium.
the big house.
That's about 40-some years. It's 6-7 games per year.
So nothing going on in the second half? For the most part, what did I miss when I went to get some food? Anything interesting?
Let's see. You missed something. I can't remember.
And what do we got going on here?
It's 4th and 1 for Western Michigan. And it looks like they got it on that one. So now I told the woman boneless wings, and she gave me regular because I knew I wouldn't be able to bone wings on air.
49ers fan Cam Rogers, if Foster could play tomorrow, do you think they could win? Yeah, I mean, a team can always win any given Sunday, but they'll certainly happily have Reuben Foster back week 3, no doubt about that. Ooh, big passing attempt here. Ooh. Really good catch.
Is that our boy? What number is he? The big-time wide receiver?
Hey, James, S. Teeks is asking, when is the game actually going to show up? Hang around. We're trying to get the feedback, guys. Don't worry, the live stream of our reactions to the live stream. They're coming. Don't worry. As James chomps away.
That was S-Grid. Do you hear me chewing in your ears, probably? You should mute me, Lena.
Not really, actually. I'm lucky. Ravens definitely going to lose tomorrow. No, they're not. They're beating Buffalo. Come on, 49ers fan. Let's be real.
Yeah, so speaking of that, we are in, as Western Michigan gets a little game. So we are in, Cam, you, Tom Downey, and myself, we are in the Playas Big Timer Gambling Tournament.
Yes.
Brett and I are splitting an entry. It is many monies to get in, but luckily, since we are doing well, we got staked. Basically, all the big handicappers and all the media companies out there are in a big time money. I'm talking about the winner takes over 100,000. You, Tom, myself, we're in it. Who are your 5 picks, Cam?
I'm not telling you. That's like
we already made our picks.
the proctor revealing the answer key to the SAT.
The entry's over. The deadline's over.
Oh,
No
you're
one can
right.
end
You're
that.
right. All right.
So who are your picks? I'll tell you mine. You tell me yours. NFL tomorrow against the spread, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we picked, and we're making these picks on BetDSI.
Chatsports.com/bet.
The only reason we got these picks, Cam, on is because so many of the Cam Rogers Nation, Yoder Nation, making it happen, Taylor Mathis Nation on BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Go get promo code GoBlue, 120% on your first deposit. I'll give you my picks. Brett and I, combo, Saints, and these are against the spread, so I don't have the spreads in front of me at the moment.
Okay.
Saints, Ravens.
Like it.
They're playing the Bills, all right? Come on. Bears,
I
big
like that
spread
pick.
against the
I love that
Packers.
pick. Yeah, it's a great pick.
You got what's his name from the Reds? Redskins, like a half-point underdog, and then the Lions. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. That's our picks. I'll have to pull up who the opponents on there. What do you got in those picks?
All right,
tomorrow?
I'm back from my time machine. Here's what's going to happen. The Giants are going to beat the Jaguars outright tomorrow. I'm taking the Giants over Jacksonville plus 3.5. Give me Cincinnati over Indianapolis. The Colts are 2.5 favorites. I'm picking Cincinnati to win that game on the road. I have no idea what this Colts offense is going to look like. I think they have very lack of talent on that defensive side, especially with Rashawn Melvin gone at cornerback. Give me the Chargers, favorited 3.5 against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'll take Denver at home as well. And Dallas stuns Carolina tomorrow on the road against those Panthers. I think the Cowboys get it done. Offensive line for Carolina, very much beat up. Darrell Williams at right tackle. He's probably one of the premier right tackles in the NFL that none of us talk about. He's likely out in that game. So I think the Cowboys feast on that offensive line, create some turnovers. So there you go. The answer key, if you will. We have differing picks, by the way, which is interesting.
Where'd you go on the favorites versus underdogs kind of thing? How'd you slide there? Like, did you pick more favorites, more underdogs? I think we ended up going 3 and 2.
Yeah, it was like 3 and 2.
But I think our first initial picks were like, Brett and I picked 5 games each and see where we picked up. It was like 9 favorites and 1 underdog. I'm like, that is why they give you free drinks. That's why they build casinos. That's why, these sports books do so well, is because people just, by nature, just, oh gosh, of course Wisconsin's going to win by 30. Of course the Packers are going to win by 10, right?
Yeah.
And so we had to balance it a little bit to make that happen.
By the way, Matt Quinn on YouTube Live. I clicked on here to watch the Wolverines, not to watch Yoder mumble and stuff his face with food.
Hey, who's this? Matt Quinn?
Matt Quinn, what up, dude?
Hey, Matt Quinn, since I'm on beer number 5, go fuck yourself.
Oh,
okay?
and
you
we're at
son
that
of
point.
a bitch.
We're
you
at that
sloppy bastard, okay? Go fuck yourself,
geez.
okay? Seriously.
Eddie,
this is what, I recognize this name probably. I think it's one of these losers who literally is about 80 pounds overweight with one of these big necks that sits in his mom's basement tweeting about Sam Webster had it first. So go screw yourself. Enjoy your basement, Matt Quinn, you asshole.
All right. And back to positivity now. 49ers fans saying, Cam Rogers, I hope you know I am coming to every live stream. Appreciate that, my man. I am glad you are watching. You're hoping for the run game and offensive line to hold up. I think Alfred Morris will be good for you, and I think Weston Richburg there on the offensive line, along with McGlinchey and Joe Staley, those guys are solid. I just don't know if they'll hold up tomorrow against Minnesota, but in terms of the season prognostications, I think they can get it done. By the way, Gary, some shout-outs to James Yoder, the most handsome man in sports media.
Look at this. Our boy Matt Quinn, total hater and loser. Gary, a fine, upstanding Michigan football fan. He's a wonderful human being. Wonderful man. I appreciate it, Gary. And if you get with BetDSI, just hit me on Twitter. Maybe give me this jersey. You might be put it in your hands. You're definitely swinging the vote your way. Got to get one of you two of you to sign up in the fourth quarter, and they're going to let me give a jersey away. So appreciate that, Gary. Dylan McCaffrey in the game. True Wilson in the game. Cam, why don't we even get a chance, if you get the opportunity, pull up some sort of Shea Patterson graphic.
Absolutely. We'll update
maybe
that.
look at the running backs as well, kind of comparison. See where Michigan's doing compared to, we'll talk about what they did last week. Oh, Dylan McCaffrey, we talked about his brother earlier in the show, didn't we? His brother Christian, Panthers, second year.
Facts.
Steps up in the pocket and gets sacked for a 2-yard loss on 2nd and 1. We'll pull up the stats this game, Cam, give people a little overview.
Some context here.
Of where we are at before we put some stuff on screen. I'll pull my computer back into the fold. Let's take a look. So Shea, 12 of 17 for 25, right? Or 125. So nothing downfield again. Really the only Nico Collins touchdown pass. Anything good. 3 touchdowns for him. 15 of 31 for John Wasink of Western for only 77 yards. But you have Higdon with 156, Evans with 86, and then True Wilson with 3 for 24. And then the wide receiver core. Nothing's really changed there, but you've got a lot of guys with 1 reception, Cam, 8 guys with catches for Michigan, only 2, Peoples-Jones and McCune with more than a single catch for the day. Kind of talking about offensive stats, team versus team. Michigan 4 of 9 on 3rd down, 1 of 1 on 4th down, and they have, Cam, 264 yards rushing compared to Western's 84. Talking about the full game yardage, which I don't see here. No turnovers for Michigan. 5 penalties for Michigan for 40 yards. So all in all, Cam, a relatively solid day. The only thing I think missing with very few sacks, very few pressures on the quarterback. One thing missing for me is the downfield passing. We see Shea Patterson touchdown to 43. I'm going to have to check who the heck that even is.
Well, that's McCaffrey now.
McCaffrey with his first touchdown pass as a Wolverine, and he does that. Michigan goes up 48-0. It'll soon be 49-0. Let's take a look at those Shea Patterson stats. I'm in his second game as Michigan's quarterback, Cam. His first at the Big
right?
House. Yeah,
Good
very
enough?
efficient, very program-like, very, what do they call that? Systematic, game-managing quarterback, right?
Alex Smith-esque, if you will.
Ooh, shout out Harbaugh.
Too soon.
Let's see, 43. I'm trying to figure. Jake.
I want to take a look at Chris Evans, too, James,
Jake
because
McCurry. Okay, I've heard that name a lot.
Chris Evans was a story going into this matchup. Everybody was wondering, where was Chris Evans last week against Notre Dame? Pretty efficient game for him, too. 10 carries, 86 yards, averaging 8.6 yards per carry.
Yep.
And a couple of touchdowns to his credit.
Yeah, for sure. He has kind of come back around. Wondering if there's a reason. Was he injured? I don't know if he was I don't say violation of team rules. I don't want to speculate there, but why did guys not get into a game really in the first half, getting no touches, then break out in the second game? Was like he wasn't showing the effort, so the coaching staff's going to punish him. I don't know what the deal is sometimes with that stuff, but I do know that he's had a very nice game today on the ground. 10 carries, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. And you know who else had a nice day today, Cam? Is you. You're looking great in that dress shirt. Why don't you tell the people about where that dress shirt comes from? Who's outfitting you for every program here at Chat Sports?
Folks, I wasn't prom king runner-up for a reason. Look at this. Visited Maine, beautiful stuff. Fantastic shirts. Wearing one right now. They are comfortable as if. That's why the URL is comfortable.af. Sweat wicking technology. I am a sweater. Believe me. Antiperspirant deodorant, the whole 9 yards. It's my deal. You got to get one of these shirts. James, I love it because no ironing needed. I hate ironing so much. I mean, sometimes when I'm home in New Hampshire, I make my mom do the ironing because I just hate it that much. Visit in Maine saves the day. And by the way, I don't live with my mom. I'm talking about when I go back home, like to New Hampshire.
Just lives in his mom's
I don't live with my
basement.
mom, I swear. Comfortable.af, though. Get it done, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate the support from Visit.
At what age, Cam, do you think New Hampshire will no longer be going home and wherever you live will be going home?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it's like 29.
New Hampshire will always be home.
I disagree.
Yeah?
Because I think at some point you'll be to the point where you have lived more of your life outside New Hampshire and you'll forget what it's even like. I think it's probably like 10 years out. So probably when you're 28 or so.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's what you're
29.
thinking? All
So
right,
there.
we'll see what happens.
Because I would never say this, but I'm going home to Ohio. I'm like, ugh, gotta go back to Ohio. Bunch of haters and losers there. Cool. So Chris Evans, good game. Touchdown for Dylan McCaffrey to a second string wide receiver, Cam. Jake McCurry, who is a walk-on. So that is certainly nice to see. That True Wilson with a nice play earlier. True Wilson with a few catches, a few runs today. And then Jake McCurry. So with a couple transfers, upperclassmen, with a starting wide receiver in Treek Black out for 6 to 10 weeks, that you've got McCurry stepping out, making a catch, getting in the end zone with the backup quarterback for the University of Michigan. So 49-0. So Cam, we need no more scores in this game. We cannot have any more scores. No more scores.
Dude,
gotta
to
win
the
the
pick.
bet. Gotta win the bet. Gotta win the bet.
Gotta win the bet.
Well, I say that. They can score a touchdown. They can score one touchdown. I believe it was 56.5. Is that what my number was, Lana? Do you remember? 56.5. So that is where I'm at. So Michigan can score one more touchdown, but they've got to shut out Western Michigan. The University of Michigan, Cam, in Harbaugh's first year, broke a massive NCAA streak. There had been like 20-plus years that no team had 3 straight shutouts, and Michigan did it in Harbaugh's first year, 2015. They had 3 straight shutouts, and this is trending to be the first of potentially 3 shutouts. You never know. They've got SMU next week. The week after that, they have Nebraska. That could be a shutout, definitely. We've seen some highlights here on the FS1 broadcast of the game. Wisconsin now up 38-14 against the Fighting Bob Davies of New Mexico. New Mexico Lobos 45-14 now.
They
for them
scampered away.
deep into the fourth quarter.
Do we have Lana back, by the way?
We do have Lena back on the
here.
mic, and I was actually going to ask you, James. So with SMU next week, Nebraska the week after,
Sure
do
we're
you like
getting
the
Lena?
Wolverines to start 3-1?
Say it again.
Can't hear me?
No.
Okay.
I can hear her.
Okay.
Cam, do you want to
Can you ask
reiterate
one
what
more
I
time?
said?
Yeah. 3-1, you said? Do you think Michigan can go 3-1 with the next couple games here? SMU,
I
Nebraska.
sure as hell hope so. I mean, the collective teams are playing SMU is a disaster, and then Nebraska is basically the only chance Nebraska has is that their head coach Scott Frost is the greatest coach in college football history, because the way they ended last year was incredibly futile, incredibly mediocre to say the least, and so they shouldn't have any ability to compete with Michigan in Ann Arbor. But Scott Frost is a hell of a coach. He turned an 0-12 team to 12-0 in 2 seasons when he took over, and so he could work wonders with Nebraska, but doesn't have his guys in there, hasn't had a chance to kind of implement over a course of multiple seasons. So I don't think they'll kind of hit the ground running until next year, the year after. So this year
They're still rebuilding that program.
Absolutely, from very, very downtrodden for Nebraska. Western Michigan here at the 50, trying to score, trying to avoid the shutout. I think it'd be big for Michigan's defense, big for the program. There's just a difference between a shutout and 3 points, 7 points. There really is, as Western's going to get the first down on the left side, 10 yards or so on the play. What can we toss up on screen here to Canada to get the people talking? How about the?
Got a good weigh-in up.
How about the old? What are you drinking? How about that one?
What are you drinking right now? It's just past 3 o'clock on the East Coast here, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, on Facebook Live, guess who just tuned in? Richard Allen Harris Jr.
Nice.
In the flesh, watching the program right now.
Hi, Richard Allen Harris. Thank you for tuning in.
There you go.
Update, Heisman watch. Justin Herbert of the Oregon Ducks.
Quite efficient right now.
3 touchdowns, averaging almost 10 yards, 12 for 17 against Portland State, naturally. But
Didn't even know Portland State was a thing. I'll be honest on that.
Blazers.
Had no idea.
exactly, nailed it, James.
What about Lena? Do we have the Heisman odds that I talked about yesterday?
We may have that.
Let me take a look.
It'll be interesting to show here in the fourth quarter.
As I'm bringing it up, though, James, I want to know,
Yes, we
who
do.
are your 3 favorites for Heisman this year?
5-player listicle, Lana. Latest Heisman Trophy odds.
Well, it was Shea Patterson, of course, but I would love to see Bryce Love of Stanford win the Heisman, right? As my mic is getting hit. Look, I'm eating on air, guys.
He's a mess, this
I am
guy.
approaching this as if I'm watching it from my couch. I eat wings, I drink beer before noon, and that's how I operate. And if I was at a game, I think I'm not even joking, I think I had like 20 beers before game time last week, but somehow never actually got drunk because we started drinking at 7 a.m. My wife FaceTimed me at like 8 in the morning when I was still in Chicago getting ready to leave. I already had a beer in the hand.
Naturally.
I was trying to hide it from her, but she caught me. I got it in the screen.
Exposed.
Yeah, so where was I saying there? Alcohol, I can't remember. But
You're kind of just talking.
yeah, Heisman, that's right.
Oh, there we go.
Little known but true fact. Do you know Stanford has had the runner-up, the second place finisher, in 5 of the last 10 Heismans? Can you believe that? 10 years, 2009, 2017. It might actually be 9 years. It might be 5 of 9. I think I'm just going on, this is 2018 now, being the 10th season. They had 5 runners-up. You got Toby Gerhart, Andrew Luck, 9, 10, 11. And then you've got Christian McCaffrey, and then you've got Bryce Love as runners-up in the Heisman. And I would say probably at least 2 of those should have been wins, if not 3 with Bryce Love. I definitely think that McCaffrey should have won it the year he broke Barry Sanders' scrimmage record. Andrew Luck should have won it one of those years, 10 or 11, probably 11.
Yep.
And then I think Bryce Love last year was a heck of a player. I mean, the yards he put up, the numbers he put up, it's a West Coast bias, really, and that Stanford doesn't hype their players up as individuals, in the media. They don't put them on, radio shows. They don't put out, awesome highlight videos like some other programs, and I think they get kind of forgotten about over there in Palo Alto, California.
Pac-12 after dark, of course.
Yeah, do we have those Heisman lists? Did we already bring it out? I'm going to go through those lists because I want to get to Shea Patterson.
Would it help if I brought it up to the top, Lena, of the sheet? Because I can do that. Okay. Yeah, it's a 5-player graphic. You had it up for a second.
You can, Cam, whatever you want, certainly pop off. We're going to do the highlights. We're going to be bringing you the highlights, folks.
Your boy has the highlights
after
covered.
the game. You good? You good?
Yeah, I can.
Got it. Almost interception. by Tyree Cannell. Don't know why he's in the game there in the fourth quarter, but nevertheless, a tipped ball on a slant pattern, and Tyree is there.
James,
so let's take a look.
We have the latest odds here, my man. We got Tua as the favorite, Will Greer, Taylor. There's Dwayne Haskins and Bryce Love in the quadruple digits, if you will, as well. And what do you make of Tua? Is he the guy?
So, Lena, the rest of it's going to be in like a list formation. It's not going to be the photo.
And James, I'm going to hop off here to prep these highlights.
Yeah.
So take it away.
I will slide over a little bit. I'll slide back, Cam, when you come back on. But the rest of the list, Cam, is let me move over, Lena, before we go to that. Oh, you got it? Okay, cool. So, there. So the rest of the list here for the Heisman Trophy list, you got Justin Herbert, as Laney was just saying. Kyler Murray with a heck of a game, first game. I'll have to see what he's doing against UCLA here. I'm trying to get these wing sauce off my hand. McSorley, Swift and Fromm, the backfield, the young backfield in Georgia, plus 2,000, plus 2,200. And what that means is you bet 100, you get 2,200 winnings if you risk 100. Go out to the top 10 to the top 15. Khalil Tate, Mackenzie Milton, Rodney Anderson from Oklahoma, Jarrett Stidham from Auburn, Wimbush from Notre Dame kind of drops up there. But somewhere, Elena, somewhere in these archives, I'm sure you'll say, we have the Shea Patterson odds. He is plus 6,500. It may be in the weigh-in doc because it was showing you how much you'd have to bet to win huge. You bet 10, you win 650. You bet 100, you win 6,500. I'll have to kind of take a look at where that was at. I believe it was in I don't know where it was. Cam, you happen to know where the Shea Patterson odds were from yesterday? Cool. So go back to the game. But Shea Patterson is dropped from 160, 165 range all the way down to 6,500 on the Heisman list. So that is that. Western Michigan inside the 20 now for Michigan. They're going to go into the end zone. It was at Brandon Watson on the defense. It is going to be 3rd and 9 for Western Michigan on this one. Lana, would he get a chance if we can? We're winding down. 3 minutes left, 3:30. Let's get a weigh-in up there if we can. See some people's questions is like, give us your thoughts on Michigan's big win over Western Michigan. I want to kind of hear what people think. We can get some comments going from you guys on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live. If my Periscope's still going, it was great. It was like getting 30, 40 people watching it. Also like dropped to 2 by halftime because I haven't kept up with it. All right, now 3rd and 9, we got a sack. A sack for Michigan on the play, and that is that Jordan Anthony? Is that Jordan Anthony? I got to check the roster to make sure I have the right player. Former 5-star sophomore out of IMG Academy, Jordan Anthony, I believe, is the guy on that play. A backup linebacker in his second year, redshirt freshman, I guess, is what you would classify him as there. So, what a weak-ass move by Western Michigan. What a weak-ass move. They are kicking a field goal down 49-0. I hope Michigan blocks this. This is such a weak-ass move. Give me your thoughts in comments, ladies and gentlemen. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter. There's going to be a flag. Please back them up 5 yards. Please. What a weak move. This is such, you got to, Lena, I need a second opinion here. Is this weak AF or what? Is this terrible?
Absolutely weak.
I mean, what are you thinking? You're down 49-0 with 2 minutes left. You're going to go for you kick a field goal?
I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking here.
It's just not get shut out. It's not get shut out, but is.
It's fair. It's not get shut out, but really?
They
miss it?
Yes. I think Michigan blocked it. I couldn't tell, but they definitely no good. Shutout remains. Block M, 49-0, and we are keeping the win for Yoder. We need to check back in those Oklahoma odds, but while we're doing that, Michigan's offense is coming to come back in the field. There is a flag. There is a flag. I haven't got into my fries yet. Oh, these are gonna be so cold.
While they're overlooking the play, James.
I think Demonte Thomas. Not Demonte Thomas. Ambry Thomas.
Here are Shea's updated Heisman odds, though, that you were looking for. Are you putting money down?
Well, I did with these. When I saw these, I put $10 down yesterday. I put 10 to win 650. Put the website down there on the bottom, Lena, when you get a chance. But Western Michigan is going to be able to kick again. They called Ambry Thomas offsides on the play. Oh, he got it. Damn you. It looked like it was going to be wide. It looked like it would be wide right. And after the second attempt, he missed the first. They got a piece of it. On the second attempt, Western Michigan's on the board, 49-3. You can bet Shea Patterson. After today's performance, a little more confidence. It is not absurd. You think about Jameis Winston. You think about Johnny Manziel. They were unknown factors. They weren't throwing out stats. They weren't these big names like Bryce Love and some others at the top of the Heisman. He can still win the Heisman. If Michigan wins out, which is unlikely, but nevertheless, you put $10, $650. Imagine you put down 50. Imagine you put down $100, $6,500 from BetDSI. Chatsports.com/bet. Promo code GoBlue, 120% off your initial deposit. I'm going to put my food down for now. I've ate most of my wings, although they're just creating a mess on my hands, to say the least. I still have my beer sale going down at 7-Eleven below our building here in Dallas. Mick Ultra, $1 off. So I decided to go with Mick Ultra. I'm not supporting them in any way. They're not a sponsor of the show. BetDSI, $10 on Shea Patterson. We are going to commercial break, 49-3. Commercial break on the stream. I'm sticking with you. We're going to have the highlights for you right after the show. Lane, are we sticking on the stream on YouTube, or will you launch up a new stream for the highlights? Are we sure for the highlights? Yeah, I think we stuck with the highlights. Okay. New stream, and then also on Facebook Live, on the Facebook Live page for Michigan football. Michigan Wolverines by Chat Sports. So we get an opportunity to throw that URL for both so people know where to go to see the highlights of the game. I was joined by Cam Rogers earlier. We were joined by special guest Taylor Mathis, Lena Bond, who joins me on the Michigan Football Report most weeks behind the camera, on the mic with me. Facebook.com or YouTube.com/Michigan TV is our new YouTube channel. This, though, is going to be on the Chat Sports YouTube channel, YouTube.com/Chat Sports TV. All right, so fourth quarter, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes left. Michigan up 49-3. Shea Patterson 125. Dylan McCaffrey came in backup of him, got the touchdown to Jake McCurry, who is a former walk-on, or maybe current walk-on still, who is now a backup wide receiver for the Wolverines. Nico Collins still leading Michigan with yards, with that one catch for 44 yards and a touchdown. Shea Patterson with those 3 touchdowns, 1 to a tight end and 2 wide receivers, Collins and Donovan Peoples-Jones. I want to know your thoughts. We'll be on YouTube.com, Chat Sports TV, bringing you the live highlights and recap and reaction from Cam Rogers and myself right after the game. 242 yards combined rushing for Karan Higdon and Chris Evans in this game. Give me your comments below on Facebook and YouTube. And as those come in, let's check the feed, see how we're doing. We're going to talk to you guys about that. I think overall, this is maybe as good as expected for Michigan. I don't know if I would have hoped for anything better of a score, knowing what the offense did last year and then what it did last week. Ambry Thomas brings it out of the end zone. He breaks a tackle, but he ultimately gets wrapped up about the 17 or 18-yard line for Michigan on this one. Under 3 minutes, 2:27 left in the game. Wolverines up 49-3. Western Michigan, former home of Jack Harbaugh, they're showing on there, which we all know. He was coach there. John Harbaugh, Brady Hoke, coach under him there at Western Michigan. Then he was relieved of his duties there after a few seasons, ended up going to Western Kentucky and winning a national championship there in the lower level of college football. So interesting tidbit there that Jack Harbaugh, as you may know, was the coach of Western Michigan. All right. Dylan McCaffrey looks like he's still in the game. Yes, he is. Handoff to True Wilson with a big burst out on the left side. Wilson with about 15-yard gain, 16-yard gain on that bad boy. Number 13 for the Wolverines. Not a name you might likely know off the top of your head. So that is a big-time play for him, for True Wilson. It's tough to tell, and so you guys tell us, has Mayfield, has Hudson got in the game? It's tough to tell from the broadcast here, and I'm not listening to it. I'm a spotter, but 77 it looks like is there, 70 at left tackle for Michigan. I'm gonna kind of pull up the roster here so you guys know. Actually, my mouse here somewhere. I don't know where it is, but
I'll come in with a Heisman update, James. Jonathan Taylor just rushed for a career-high 253 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns versus New Mexico today.
Get out of here. Okay, that's good. He's back at it. So Nolan Aluzio looked like he is out there, maybe at left tackle. I'm just like, I'm a little blind. I've got glasses coming. So 71, 70, 73. Mayfield is in the game. Okay, I thought I may have saw him. So true freshman. This is actually a pretty interesting point, Lena, to think about. Mayfield hasn't burned his red shirt yet, but is in the game for the Wolverines. It looks like I believe at left tackle. It's tough for me to tell the numbers. And then looking for James Hudson to find what number. I can't remember what number he has at the top of my head. I forgot to look last week. But Mayfield is in there at left tackle. I want to really key in on this one. 3rd and 1, under center, McCaffrey. He's going to hand the ball off over the left side, and it looks like they just got to it, maybe close. Number 32, Berkeley Edwards, Braylon's brother. Braylon Edwards very critical last week of the Wolverines, called the program trash, called Shea Patterson scared, and a lot of other choice words for the Michigan football program as we have wound down the clock. That'll be the last play of the game. I'm in the money. I win. If you bet with BetDSI, let's get one more bad boy. You need to DM me on Twitter. A couple people did it. Tossing somebody a Michigan football jersey, Mays jersey, I've got print around, Jordan jersey. If you want me to autograph it, I will. Chatsports.com/bet. BetDSI, promo code GoBlue. That is chatsports.com/bet. The promo code is GoBlue. You get 120% cash bonus on your first deposit. You put 100 down, you get 120 bonus, free money. Imagine you open a checking account and said, hey, put in $500, we'll give you a $600 for free. You would do that all day if you're a sports fan. You want to bet on the Wolverines. You would have made some money if you bet on Michigan today. You would have bet on money if you bet the under like I did. I just made big cash on the Wolverines, and I really hope you do too. Landon, do we want to show the stats really quick at the final score one more time, and then we're signing off and then coming back with highlights. So stick with us. Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We're going to start up a new stream because we're hitting the cap. The only last stream for so long. 49-3. Shea Patterson with 125 yards passing for the Wolverines. Nico Collins 44 yards, and Karan Higdon is the man of the hour. I'm going to pull up on my screen. Karan Higdon 156 yards. Want to just kind of touch on the highlights one more time from the highlights. The stats from this game one more time to make sure you guys have them. Final stats for Michigan: McCaffrey 1 for 1 for that touchdown, 18 yards. Chris Evans for 10 for 86 on the play. DPJ 4 catches for 31 yards and a touchdown. And Sean McCune leads the tight ends, 2 for 23 and a touchdown. 1 catch for Oliver Martin, Jake McCurry, Ambry Thomas, Zach Gentry, True Wilson, and Chris Evans on the day. We will sign off now. We'll be back in just a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Stick with us for all the highlights from Michigan's 49-3 win over Western Michigan in the Big House. The Wolverines improved to 1-1, and the Western Michigan Broncos fall to 0-2 on the year. We will see you in just a few minutes.